Brody, you're still not coming home? I've already prepared the hamburgers you said you wanted to eat today.
I don't need them anymore. I'm not coming back tonight.
You're not coming home? Not even late at night or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, why not?
Work, of course. What else?
But you've never said you couldn't come home before.
There's been trouble. Things like this happen sometimes.
I see. I just wish you had told me a bit sooner.
I didn't have time for that. Well, even if I had said something earlier, you probably wouldn't have understood anyway. You wouldn't get how busy a man's work can be.
You don't have to talk to me like that. Lately, you've been making fun of me so much. Why is that?
Well, isn't it obvious? You're a dropout. I'm just stating the facts. Did I say something wrong?
You never used to say things like this. After we got married, you just got colder and colder towards me.
Honestly, it's just that I can't really have meaningful conversations with someone who's uneducated. Before we got married, I was fooled by your appearance. But now, I've come to realize that what really matters in a woman is her substance, not just how she looks.
Do you really think I'm that stupid?
Well, yeah. You didn't even finish high school, did you? That's pretty rare these days, you know. Even idiots can manage to go to high school, but you didn't.
Maybe that's true, but my parents were in debt. They told me I had to work as soon as I could.
That's just an excuse. If your parents didn't want you to go to school, you could have gone to child services or something. You could have run away and said, "My parents won't let me go to school."
But I was still in middle school at the time. There weren't any adults around me that I could trust. And I didn't fully hate my parents. It's complicated. I mean, sure, maybe things could have been different if I'd been able to talk to someone, but...
Yet in the end, you did escape from your parents and their debts, didn't you?
Yeah, and after I started working and saw what the world was like, I figured things out. I moved out and got my own place, and I even took the high school equivalency test.
Even if you passed the test, a dropout is still a dropout. Besides, you came from parents who couldn't even afford to send their kid to high school. That just means your stupidity runs in the family, doesn't it?
You don't have to say it like that.
But it's true, right? Am I saying anything that isn't true?
It's not the same as my parents.
What makes you so sure? But whatever, as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do at home and don't cause me any trouble, I guess it's fine. I mean, that's all you're good for, housework. Oh, and I guess you earn a bit of pocket change with your part-time job, too.
Are you saying I'm just a housekeeper?
Hey, you should be grateful. Despite being a dropout, you still managed to get married and have a secure life. Isn't that a win?
What am I to you, Brody?
Huh. Right now, I guess you're just someone who does what I say. What? Were you hoping I'd say something like my beloved wife? Please, don't start having unrealistic expectations.
Hey, is there even a point to us being married?
Stop overthinking things. You don't need to get all deep about it. Just do your chores and follow what I say. I'm the one bringing in the money, so you should just be thankful and get on with it.
I understand. I get how you feel now.
Oh, and by the way, I'm going on a business trip this weekend, so pack my things. And don't forget anything, or I'll cut next month's household allowance as punishment.
Got it.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Just Hey, Elliot, you didn't pack my socks, did you? What do you think you're doing? Didn't I tell you not to forget stuff like that?
It's just socks. You can buy some at the convenience store.
Are you serious right now? You're the one who forgot to pack them and that's your response? What are you getting bold just because I'm out on a business trip?
You're not on a business trip.
What was that?
You're on vacation with your mistress, aren't you?
What are you even talking about? Are you messing with me?
I'm not messing with you. I've done my research on you. You've been coming home later and later from work, and the way you've been treating me has gotten worse over the past few months. So I had a feeling you were cheating on me, and I hired a private investigator.
You went and did something like that, huh? What do you want then?
I want a divorce.
What? You're actually trying to divorce me?
Of course I am. You treat me like a slave at home, and now you're cheating on me when you're out. There's no point in staying married to someone like that.
You can't actually go through with this. You're not capable.
What?
I mean, think about it. You're a high school dropout, aren't you? Do you really think any man would want a divorcee who didn't even finish high school? And let's be real, you're not going to find a company that'll hire you if you try job hunting now.
Are you worried about me?
Worried? Not a chance. I'm just giving you a reality check. You're probably scared deep down, right? What you really want is for me to apologize and say I'll change, isn't it?
That's not what I want at all. I think it's time for me to leave you.
Listen, if you want to apologize, now's your chance. Just say, I'm sorry for being so disrespectful, and I'm sorry for hiring a private investigator without asking. Come on, do it now while you still can.
I haven't done anything wrong. I have no reason to apologize, and I won't.
You really don't get your position here, do you? If you had just shut up and done what I told you, I'd have kept providing for you, but no, you had to pull something like this. This is why people say high school dropouts are idiots. You never think things through.
It's because I thought things through that I've decided to divorce you.
Yeah, spare me the threats. Anyway, I'm going out to dinner with my girlfriend. We'll talk more when I get back.
You're not even going to bother making an excuse for your cheating, huh?
Why would I need an excuse? You're no good as a woman anymore.
Then there's no problem with us getting divorced, right? If I'm as useless as you say, it shouldn't matter to you.
I already said we'll talk about this when I get back. You're not going to actually go through with a divorce, so stop pretending. You're just annoying. Hey, I'm back. Where are you? You don't have your part-time job today, do you?
I've left the house.
What? Are you serious?
There's a divorce paper on the table. Once you sign it, put it in the envelope and drop it in the mailbox. It's already addressed to the law firm I'm working with.
You're really serious about this?
I wouldn't joke about divorce just to threaten you.
What the hell? This is such a pain. Are you really trying to make me a divorced man?
You're the one who cheated, so this is your fault.
Why couldn't you just listen to me quietly? You wouldn't have had any problems living with me.
All you gave me was barely enough to get by. You took away my part-time job, leaving me to do nothing but housework like a slave. I couldn't buy anything I wanted. You never really loved me, did you?
What are you even talking about?
Your mistress is married. You couldn't be with her, so you settled for marrying me, right? You just wanted someone to do the housework and obey everything you said. I have a recording of you saying exactly that.
So what? You should think of me as your benefactor for marrying a high school dropout like you.
Benefactor? You've treated me like a slave, not a wife.
You'd better watch your mouth. You've been getting cocky with your attitude lately. Oh, low-education women are the worst. They start getting all arrogant when they're not worth it. You'll regret this, I guarantee it.
I won't regret anything. I don't care anymore. Just sign the divorce papers.
Fine. I'll file for divorce right away. And for going against me, no property division. You're going to be left with nothing and your life's going to be miserable from here on out.
You're not going to divide the assets?
Of course not, idiot. You're not even getting $10 from me.
I see. Well, that's fine, but don't come crying later.
What? You're the one who'll be crying. You can't survive without a man, and this is what happens when you try to act tough. I've been guaranteeing your life this whole time, and this is how you repay me?
As long as you sign the divorce papers, I don't care. Goodbye, and don't ever come near me again.
That goes double for me. I should have never picked up garbage like you, a high school dropout with nothing going for her. Hey, Elliot, what the hell are you doing? Why did you tell my girlfriend's husband about the affair?
Huh? Isn't that the normal thing to do? I thought you'd want to know the truth came out.
Are you kidding me? The divorce is already finalized. Why are you meddling in something that's none of your business? That was between me and my girlfriend.
You can still claim compensation after the divorce, you know. It's a legal right.
What? Compensation? What are you talking about? Did you really think I'd just let this slide? I thought you didn't even care.
Didn't you know that? How stupid can you be? You really didn't think about the consequences of your actions, did you?
You never said anything about compensation, so I thought you didn't even know what that was. It's not like you've ever been very open about your thoughts.
You've really been underestimating me, huh? Even though I only graduated from junior high, I've got over 10 years of work experience. Did you really think I wouldn't know such basic things? This isn't just some game, it's serious business.
Because of you, I'm now paying double the compensation. How am I supposed to manage that? I barely have enough for myself.
It was a double affair, wasn't it? That means you have to pay compensation to two people, obviously. To me and to my husband. This isn't my fault, it's just common sense. If you don't get that, then I don't know what to tell you.
I told you we weren't doing any property division. We agreed on that during the divorce proceedings.
Compensation and property division are two different things. Don't mix them up. And the reason we didn't do property division is that you barely had any savings. You spent even my part-time wages on entertainment and useless things. I had to cover everything while you were off playing around.
Where the hell are you right now? Do you even know how much trouble you've caused me? I need to know!
Why does it matter to you? We're divorced. It's none of your concern where I am or what I'm doing. You don't get to act like you care now.
How are you even managing? I don't have any money, so how could you possibly be getting by? You know what? Come stay with me for a while, but you'll have to pay rent. I'll let you crash at my place for $500 a month. It's only fair, right?
I'm fine, thanks. I already have a new place and I'm not going back to living with you.
A new place? You've moved? When did this happen? I thought you were still looking for somewhere to stay.
Do you remember where I used to work part-time? That office job I had?
At a private real estate agency, right? You were working as an office clerk. I remember you telling me about it.
Well, while I was working there, I got my real estate license. So now I'm working full-time at a real estate company. It's actually pretty great for me.
Wait, it's not at the same company, right? You left there?
Nope, the owner of the company where I was working is closing up shop. So he introduced me to a different real estate firm. It's actually worked out great for me. I've been able to start fresh.
So, you're not struggling at all? You're doing well for yourself now?
That's right. I'm making decent money and managing just fine. No thanks to you, of course.
Elliot, I'm in serious trouble here. My girlfriend's husband is demanding $20,000 in compensation, and I don't have any savings left. I can't pay it. How did I get into this mess?
Wow, sounds rough, but honestly, why don't you just borrow some money? You must know someone who can help you out.
I've got your compensation to pay too! Come on, why don't you just move in with me? I'll deduct the rent from the compensation I owe you. That way you won't be at a loss either. It could work out for both of us.
I'd be at nothing but a loss. Why on earth would I want to live with a guy I can't stand? I have my pride, you know.
Can't stand? We were married not long ago. You can't just act like we were nothing. There were good times, weren't there?
Did we ever function as a real married couple? You didn't even like me from the start. I am done living like some kind of slave, waiting around for your approval. I deserve better.
I'll be a proper husband this time. I've already broken up with my girlfriend, and I'll make sure to take care of you like I should. Just give me another chance.
Don't say things like that now when you have never cared about me before. I'm happy with the life I have now, and I am not going to ruin it by going back to you.
But you don't want to live alone for the rest of your life, do you? Eventually you'll need money for all sorts of things, and the world isn't kind enough for a junior high school graduate to get by on her own forever. You need someone to support you.
And your solution to that is for me to live with you? You've got no savings, and now you're about to be saddled with even more debt. You must be joking. That's the worst idea I have ever heard.
You're no better off than I am, are you? We're both in a tough spot.
I'm definitely better off than you. I'll be getting compensation from you and your girlfriend's husband. And I've still got the savings I had before we got married. That's something you can't say, right?
Savings? You had savings? Why didn't you ever mention that? You're sitting on a pile of money and now you're saying you don't need to share it? We should split it. I'm entitled to half just like any normal couple would.
Savings from before the marriage aren't considered marital assets, so they're not subject to division. You should know that. It's not my fault you didn't do your research.
What? How does that even make sense? Why didn't we talk about this during the divorce? I thought we were being fair.
Are you really dumber than I am? I thought this was just common sense. But thanks to your ignorance, I was able to get exactly the divorce I wanted. I'm not responsible for your lack of understanding.
Elliot, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to overlook things. I just thought you'd understand what I was going through.
It's too late for apologies now. You've made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences. You brought this on yourself.
My girlfriend's husband, he's actually a client at my company, and now everything's gone to hell there, too. I don't know what's going to happen next. Please, just don't abandon me. You're the only one I've got left to turn to.
You abandoned me first, and how is it my responsibility to fix your mess? Are you expecting me to pay the compensation for you? That's not how this works.
No, it's not like that. I don't know what to do. I thought you might help me because we were once close.
Yes, it is like that. You know it is. But no matter what happens to you, your position at the company won't change because of me. I'm not going to sacrifice my newfound stability for your mistakes.
Elliot, I'm really, really sorry. I know it's hard to believe, but I truly did marry you because I liked you. It wasn't about your education or anything. I thought you were cute. I loved you. That's why I wanted to marry you in the first place.
Stop. That's seriously gross. Don't say stuff like that ever again, okay? We're divorced. We're strangers now. You can't just pretend like everything is fine between us.
Please, don't say that. I took care of you, didn't I? I supported you after we got married. You should at least show a little gratitude for that.
You are seriously out of touch. If I hadn't been working and bringing in money from my part-time jobs, you wouldn't have been able to pay off your credit card bills. I'm the one who kept this household going. I don't owe you any gratitude. You're the one who should be thanking me. If anything, I should regret marrying such a worthless man. That's the only thing I can agree with you on. You were right about one thing. I was an idiot for marrying you.
I thought we could at least talk about our situation. You don't have to be so harsh. We can figure this out together.
Together? You're still thinking about together? That's not happening. You made your bed, and now you have to lie in it. I am moving on with my life.
But I miss you. I know we had our problems, but can't we try to make it work again? I don't want to lose you completely.
You already lost me when you chose your girlfriend over me. You can't just turn back time and expect everything to be okay. Life doesn't work that way.
I realize that now. I should have treated you better. I should have respected you more.
Too little, too late. I'm not interested in your empty apologies or your newfound upstanding of my worth. I'm done being your backup plan.
Please, give me one last chance to show you I can be better. I can change. Just let me prove it to you.
You think words will magically fix everything? You have to show it with your actions, and frankly, I don't believe you're capable of that. Not after everything.
I understand your hesitation. I really do. Just think about it. Maybe we can work something out.
Think about it? I've thought about it plenty. I've made my decision. I'm moving forward and I won't look back.
Is there really no chance for us? I can't stand the idea of losing you forever.
Sometimes you just have to accept what's gone. We can't go back to the way things were. You need to start focusing on your own life and not dragging me back into yours.
I don't know how to do that. I thought we had a connection, something special. I thought you'd understand.
You thought wrong. You made your choices and now you have to deal with the fallout. I am no longer a part of that equation. It's time for you to face reality. After that incident, my husband ended up accumulating a considerable amount of debt, which led him to the difficult decision of paying compensation to me and to the husband of his affair partner. This was not a straightforward situation, as it involved a lot of emotional turmoil for everyone involved, and the ramifications were far-reaching and complex. I remember vividly the day he called me, his voice trembling with desperation. He was sobbing on the other end of the line, begging for my forgiveness and trying to make me understand his point of view. However, despite his tears and heartfelt pleas, there was no way I could ever bring myself to forgive him. The betrayal cut too deep, and the trust we once had was shattered beyond repair. It wasn't just the affair itself, it was everything that came with it. The lies, the deceit, the complete disregard for our marriage. The pain I felt was immense, and forgiving him felt impossible. I spent countless nights tossing and turning in bed, replaying every memory in my mind. How could he do this to us, to our family? Did our years together mean nothing to him? These questions haunted me, and the answers were painful and elusive. Furthermore, the situation was complicated even more by the fact that my husband's affair partner was the wife of someone he worked with. This connection brought an additional layer of repercussions that neither of us had anticipated. His infidelity angered the upper management of his company tremendously. They viewed this as not only a personal failure on his part, but also a breach of professional conduct that could jeopardize their business relationships. As a result of this scandal, my husband faced serious consequences. He was demoted and transferred to a branch office in a remote area, far away from the bustling city we once called home. This demotion was not just a professional setback, it felt like a death sentence to his career. With this move, any prospects for advancement were effectively extinguished. I could only imagine how he felt being stripped of his status and responsibilities. For him, this was as good as receiving a pink slip, a clear message that his actions had significant ramifications, not just personally, but also professionally. The financial implications of this change were dire, adding another layer of stress to an already difficult situation. I couldn't help but feel a mixture of sympathy and resentment. On one hand, I was aware that losing a job or promotion could happen to anyone. On the other hand, I had to remind myself that he had brought this upon himself through his actions. The pain of betrayal was still fresh, and it was hard to reconcile my feelings of anger with the reality of his situation. Meanwhile, the family of my husband's affair partner also faced turmoil. I heard that they ended up getting divorced, and the wife returned to her parents' home, presumably seeking refuge from the chaos that had ensued. It made me wonder about the impact of these events on their children, if they had any, and how this would affect their lives moving forward. It was clear the ripple effects of one affair had caused significant damage to not just our two families, but to many others connected to us. I felt a sense of responsibility for my own family's well-being, but also an inexplicable burden for the other family involved. Although my husband and his affair partner might think they could continue their relationship, I was well aware of the damage caused was too great for such a relationship to flourish. I'd collected enough evidence of their infidelity and handed it over to her husband, which I knew would further complicate matters for both of them. It's been said that karma has a way of catching up with people, and I was beginning to see that in action. As I sat back and reflected on these events, I felt a mix of emotions. I didn't wish them happiness together. I believed that their relationship was built on a foundation of deceit, and therefore, it could never truly thrive. There was a sense of satisfaction in knowing that they would face consequences for their actions. On a personal level, my life took a different turn. After my husband's demotion, he suffered a pay cut, which added to our financial strain. Previously, I had been working part-time, contributing to our household income, but due to circumstances beyond my control, that job came to an end. Now, with only his reduced income, managing our finances became an arduous task. Every month felt like a battle to make ends meet, as I meticulously planned our budget to cut unnecessary expenses. The reality of our financial situation hit me hard. I remember sitting down with a calculator and a notepad, listing out all our expenses and trying to figure out where to cut back. It was disheartening to see how quickly our savings had dwindled and how precarious our situation had become. I was forced to make sacrifices that I never thought I would have to consider. I had to learn how to navigate a new financial landscape, one that required constant vigilance and creativity. I recall the day I received a call from my husband's lawyer, who reached out on his behalf. He was essentially begging for money, trying to find a way to keep his head above water. I listened in silence, my heart hardened by the pain he had caused me. Despite the pleas for help, I chose to ignore his request. He had made his choices, and now he had to deal with the consequences. It felt empowering to say no, to stand firm on my resolve. My husband had always been a proud man, and this was evident in how he conducted himself. It was difficult to see him in such a vulnerable state, but at the same time, I felt no sympathy. He had brought this upon himself, and I couldn't help but think that he needed to face the reality of his situation without my assistance. I wanted him to experience the hardships he had created so he could learn from them. As I distanced myself from him emotionally, I found myself focusing on my own life. I had moved on in ways I hadn't expected, secured a full-time position with a real estate company, transitioning from my previous part-time role. My new job was both busy and rewarding, and I found fulfillment in the daily challenges it presented. Each day felt more vibrant and purposeful as I drove headfirst into my new responsibilities. I felt a renewed sense of independence and strength, which was liberating after the tumultuous events of the past. My financial situation began to improve gradually, and with that stability came a sense of hope and possibility. The satisfaction of earning my own money and being able to manage my own life brought me immense joy. I found solace in my work, and I poured my energy into my career, embracing the changes that came my way. As my life stabilized, I started considering additional ways to enhance my skills and qualifications. With my newfound financial security, I contemplated pursuing a new certification or taking courses that would open doors for my career. The world felt full of opportunities, and I was determined to seize them. I spent hours researching various programs and qualifications that could further my career, eager to invest in my future. The idea of learning something new excited me. I wanted to become the best version of myself, and I knew that education and personal growth were key components of that journey. Life is long, and I realized it was essential to keep my feet firmly planted on the ground while reaching for the stars. I wanted to create a life that was not only about surviving, but thriving. I envisioned a future where I could find my own happiness, independent of the pain and betrayal of my past. I began setting personal goals, both big and small. Whether it was planning a vacation to explore new places or simply dedicating time to read books I'd always wanted to dive into, I found joy in the little things. I felt a sense of excitement for what lay ahead, ready to embrace each day with a positive mindset. Additionally, I made it a point to reconnect with family and friends. I realized that I needed a support system, people who could lift me up and remind me of my worth. I organized small gatherings, inviting friends over for dinner and sharing stories and laughter. These moments became vital to my healing process. Surrounding myself with positivity helped me rebuild my self-esteem and reestablish a sense of normalcy in my life. Through this process of rediscovery, I learned the importance of self-care. I took time for myself, indulging in activities that brought me joy and relaxation. I started practicing mindfulness and meditation, allowing myself moments of peace in an otherwise chaotic world. This practice helped me center my thoughts and feelings, providing clarity amidst the confusion and heartache. As the months passed, I found that my resilience grew. I was no longer the person who had been devastated by my husband's betrayal. I had evolved into someone stronger, someone who could face life's challenges head-on. I embraced the uncertainty of the future, understanding that while I could not control everything, I could control how I reacted to it. In conclusion, my journey has taught me valuable lessons about resilience, self-worth, and the importance of moving forward. I have learned that happiness comes from within and that it is crucial to prioritize my own well-being. I want to continue this path of self-discovery, finding new ways to enrich my life and experience true joy. I believe that even though my past was filled with pain, my future holds the promise of something beautiful. I look forward to forging ahead, discovering new opportunities, and creating a life that reflects my aspirations and dreams. I am determined to build a future where I can be proud of my achievements and happy with my choices. I want to explore new horizons, make new connections, and continue to grow as an individual. My journey is just beginning, and I am excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. As I navigate this new chapter of my life, I carry with me the lessons of the past, using them as a foundation for the bright future I envision. Every day is an opportunity to rewrite my story, and I am committed to making it a beautiful one, filled with love, laughter, and self-fulfillment. I will not let the shadows of my past define me. Instead, I will rise above them, embracing the light of my future with open arms. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey Nancy, are you there? I was just wanting to check up on you and make sure that everything was going good. How are you doing? Physically, I mean.
Wait, what? I'm confused. Why are you even sending me a message like this? I mean, I'm fine, but still.
Well, I just wanted to ask if there've been any signs of you being pregnant yet or not. You don't feel queasy or nauseous or anything like that at all?
I'm really sorry to tell you, Oscar, but now I don't really feel any of those things. I feel basically the exact same way that I always do, if you really want to know.
Oh, I see. Then I guess that must mean you're not actually pregnant then, right? Which also must mean that the fertility treatment isn't going all that well either, right? Do you even remember how long it's been since we started taking you to that clinic to start this whole treatment in the first place?
I think it's already been about a year since I first started seeing a doctor there.
Well, you want to know how I know it's been a whole year? Because of all the money we've spent on that useless place. I knew that the whole thing reeked of being a scam.
I really am sorry about this, Oscar. I don't really know what else to say to you at this point.
Well, I'm not asking you to apologize or anything like that. I mean, sure, we have a problem, but it's not your fault. After all, you can't help being born into a defective body like yours, right?
But, I mean, you just said it's my body causing the problem, so how is that not my fault?
I just really don't think that there's any need to blame yourself when it comes to all of this. If you do that, then all you'll do will be to get sad, and then that'll bring down the whole mood back at home. In fact, when you get that way, it really does get pretty annoying having to be at home with you.
I really am so about everything. I don't have any kind of excuses I can offer or anything like that. But I guess your mom's idea that I go and try to see a doctor about this didn't work so well, right? Of course, she never meant to suggest that to hurt us or anything, so we probably shouldn't mention anything. After all, I know that at the end of it all, your mom only wanted a couple of grandchildren from us is all.
Yes, you're right about that. After all, I was an only child, and I know that my mom always wishes that she had more kids. So I'm sure she's eager to have grandchildren now.
I know, but I also know that your mom has been so patient with me and has been nice enough not to put any pressure on us.
I know, but that's because putting pressure on you wouldn't solve the problem now, would it? I know that this is bothering my mom as well, but, well, maybe we should just give this up.
No, don't say that, please. Let me just keep getting the treatment for just a little while longer. It's got to work. I've heard that it really takes 2 or 3 years of doing this before most patients start to see results.
I see. So it would take that long before we could even have a kid then? Well, I guess I'll have to think about it.
Nancy, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I heard the big news and I am just so excited for the two of you. Oh, hey, Yolanda. I'm sorry, but I don't think I know what the big news is that you're talking about. Oh, come on. Are you really going to make me type it all out? I am talking about the fact that you're pregnant. And this means that I'm finally going to be a grandmother. I know that this journey really hasn't been easy on her body at all, so please just let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I promise that I'll be right there in a heartbeat to help you out. Wait a second. You heard that I was pregnant? Yolanda, I really don't know how to break it to you, but I'm not pregnant. Are you sure that you didn't hear this news about someone else instead? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Of course I don't have the wrong person. I was told by Oscar that you were pregnant. Why would he tell me that if it weren't true? Hold on just a moment. You're telling me that it was actually Oscar who gave you this news? But of course, he told me that I was the first person to be hearing about the big news and that he was so excited. Yolanda, you know that for the past year I've actually been receiving medical treatment for my infertility, right? But I think you should know that despite already a year having passed, I'm still not pregnant. Are you sure that Oscar wasn't talking about the wives of one of his friends or something like that? Well, if he was talking about someone else's kid, he was certainly making it sound like this was his own kid and he was talking about. He told me that I wouldn't need to worry about becoming a grandmother anymore and that it was just a matter of time before I met my grandchild. But now you're telling me that none of that was actually true at all. I just have no idea why in the world Oscar would tell you something like that. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all if you're telling me that you're really not pregnant at all. But maybe I was just misunderstanding what Oscar was trying to tell me. Well, maybe I should try talking to him a little bit about this and see what the deal is. Nancy, I'm very terribly sorry to ask, but are you alright? What do you mean, am I alright? Why wouldn't I be alright? I really don't want to cause any kind of drama between the two of you, and I really am sure that I just misunderstood what I was being told. But anyways, just please know that you can always reach out to me for anything, okay, dear? Yeah, of course. I'm really sorry that you got so excited over this. Oh, that really is okay. It's just like nothing has changed since before I got the call from my son. I'm sorry for me jumping into conclusion about all of this. Hey, Oscar, are you there? I just want to know why in the world did you lie to your mom and tell her I was pregnant? Your mom texted me about how excited she was to finally be a grandma and it made me feel horrible. Why would you go and say something like that to her? What's the matter with you?
But I wasn't lying to my mom at all, actually. The truth is that I am going to have a kid, and that's all that I told her.
But then you're just wrong about that because I'm not pregnant, so how are you having a kid?
You really just don't get it, do you? Of course it's not going to be your kid. You can't even get pregnant in the first place.
But then, what do you mean? Why did you say that you were having a kid then? Just whose kid were you even talking about in the first place?
Well, obviously that would be the child of my second wife. You'll always be my number one girl, though, so don't ever fret about that. Although now that I think about it, giving me a kid might just be enough to have my number two wife take your spot as number one.
Seriously? What is the matter with you? Number one and number two wife? Are you telling me that you went out and got a second woman pregnant?
Well, I had no idea how long it was going to be before you were ever going to get pregnant, you know? So as a kind of insurance policy, I went out and got another girlfriend. And let me tell you that it really didn't take all that long before she was pregnant.
Please tell me that this is some sort of horrible, cruel joke that you're playing on me right now. I mean, I just can't believe that you cheated on me like this. How could you betray me?
Well, you should know that this is really all your fault. I mean, you were taking way too long to get pregnant, and I don't have all day, you know. The fact of the matter is that neither of us are getting any younger, and I wasn't about to wait around for nothing.
But I already told you that it takes time and for the treatment to really take effect. I mean, I thought you were supporting me through all this. I just don't understand how you could turn around and do something like this to me.
And I thought I told you that those treatments were just a giant money trap, and I wasn't interested in paying for them anymore. In fact, you know what? I think that you ought to pay me back for all of those treatments of yours that I've paid for up till now. Do you have any idea how much you've cost me?
But you told me that this wasn't my fault and that I shouldn't blame myself for any of this. Now you're telling me that you actually did think that this was my fault this whole time? And your solution to do that is just to get another girl pregnant and just go jump to being with her now?
Of course, now that I've gotten her pregnant, there's nothing more I want to do than throw you out now. Sure, you had a pretty face, but you were completely useless in every other way. I know that I never, ever should have married you, and I should have gotten with Erica in the first place.
Wait, what? Are you telling me that the woman that you got pregnant is Erica? Don't tell me that when you say Erica, you mean that Erica?
That's right. I know exactly the one you're thinking of, and yes, it is that Erica, if you must know.
So then, you mean to tell me that you cheated on me by sleeping with one of my friends?
You know, you really have been just so oblivious to her and I seeing each other. I admit that I was the one who made the first move, but she was all too eager to meet me as well.
I don't even know what to think right now. How could the two of you do this to me?
Well, it's the truth. Although if you really want to know, it sounds to me like Erica has wanted me for a long, long time. I guess she must know that I come from money and wants to live an easy life. And so that's why I'm gonna get rid of you and make her my new wife instead. So there.
I really just can't even believe that this is happening right now. I just don't understand how the two people who I probably trusted more than anyone else in the whole world could do this to me. I mean, Erica should know how much I love you. She heard me talk about you all the time.
Well, I don't really feel like interfering in whatever talk it is that the two of you are gonna need to have. But I'll just give you my 2 cents and say that I don't think Erica ever considered you a friend.
No, that can't be right. Of course we were friends. This can't be happening right now.
Look, I'm not joking or lying or anything like that at all. You really need to wake up and accept reality. And the reality of right now is that we need to get divorced and you need to move out. I need this house empty so that I can live in it with Erica and our kid, you understand?
So you're just gonna kick me out of our home? But where am I even supposed to go?
How the heck should I know anything about that? I mean, after all, you're just a housewife who's never ever had to work a real job in her whole life. Not to mention the fact that both your parents have passed away as well, so there really isn't even a home for you to go run back to.
And even knowing all of that, you're still going to just throw me out of the house like this?
Huh. Well, considering that you're just simply incapable of being able to take care of yourself, what if you didn't move out and you just stayed in the house as our maid?
This has got to be some kind of joke, right? I mean, do you really think that I would ever want to stay under the same roof as the two people who backstabbed me?
Well, if you don't like that idea, then you know exactly where the door is, don't ya? But I can't speak for what's gonna happen to you next. But then again, I don't really care. So just hurry up, pack your bags, and get lost already.
You're just horrible. Do you know that? You and Erica. I can't believe the two of you. You both went behind my backs and betrayed me, and now you're just going to cast me out like this.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and cry about it. That's gonna solve the issue for sure. Oh, wait, that's right. Nobody is coming to help you at all. So why don't you just run away and never come back, and I can finally live with a wife who can give me children, and my mom grandchildren.
I'm never ever going to forgive you all for this. You're going to pay for this.
Hey, Nancy, are you there? I was just curious about where it is that you've been staying these past few days. Don't tell me that you've already been reduced to living in a cardboard box and begging for spare change on a street corner.
You really are a horribly rude man. Do you know that, Oscar? But if you must know, I'm living in a perfectly fine house.
Oh, really? You mean that you managed to find a house with an opening that you could live in? Or is it just some condemned old building that you're squatting in?
No, it's nothing like that at all. It's a perfectly regular functioning house that is really quite spacious, if I do say so myself.
Well, are you there in the house with anyone, or are you just living alone? Because if you're in a house like that, then it sounds to me like it's only because someone pitied you. So tell me, did you find a man and woo him into buying a house for you? Do you really work that fast?
If you really must know, I'm not living with a man at all. But the person who gave me the house was in fact a woman, and she doesn't need it anymore. She's a very kind woman who has made a room for me in her home. I couldn't be more grateful.
Wait a second, you're telling me that you found some old bat who pitied you enough that she's letting you stay with her?
They're very kind. You don't know what you're talking about. They arranged a room for me and told me that I could live with them for as long as I need to. Although I have to say that being in this house has been just like a dream. It's got all I could want and more.
Well, I take it that whoever this woman is, then she's probably pretty rich then, is that right? Just who is this person anyways?
Well, actually, she had a rich husband who died a few years ago, and she got quite a large inheritance from that. The house itself is quite old, but she completely renovated it about 5 years ago, so the interior is just lovely. There's even a courtyard with a fountain. It's amazing. It's like a real mansion.
But wait a second, now that you say all of this, that sounds just like my mom's home.
And the thing about this woman's husband was that he made his fortune on the stock market, so he had quite a bit saved up. But now this kind, sweet woman just lives all by herself.
Okay, hold on a second. You're talking about my mom's house, aren't you? Are you actually staying with her? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, it isn't like I broke in and claimed a room for myself or anything like that. It was actually your mom who invited me here in the first place, if you want to know.
But that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would my mom want to invite you into her home?
Well, after you and Erica threw me out of my old house, I got a call from your mom.
My mom called you after I threw you out of the house so that I could live with Erica and not you? But what did she want to talk about?
Well, she was a bit worried about me, so she wanted to reach out and check in on me. And when she found out that I didn't have any place to go and lived at, she offered to fly me out to her place.
Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that my mom offered to fly you all the way out to her house from here? Are you kidding me?
I know that it was a long ways away from all that I used to, but I didn't have many other options. After all, I had lost the people closest to me in my life, and I didn't see any reason to keep my life here.
But why would my mom be doing all of this for you? I just don't get it at all.
I would be more than happy to explain what's going on for you then, son. You see, I'm letting Nancy stay here at my house as long as she needs to get back on her feet. This is really the least that I can do for the poor girl, after all that you've put her through.
Wait a second. Is that you, Mom?
That's right, it's me, your mother, and I have to say that I am just so let down in you. How could you treat a woman as sweet and kind as Nancy like this? I mean, as if cheating on her wasn't bad enough, you have to cast her out of the house like that?
But well, she wasn't able to have any kids. She was totally useless to me, to us. I poured so much money into her fertility treatments and it got us nowhere. You wanted grandchildren, didn't ya?
Of course I want grandchildren, but I didn't want you to treat your wife like this. And I didn't want you to cheat on her with her best friend either.
Well, I figured that if Nancy couldn't do what wives are supposed to, then it was up to me to find a woman that could do all that. I thought that you'd be happy about all of this, Mom.
I have no idea what part of this you thought that I would be happy about. But I want nothing to do with you or the little harrot you're with.
I don't get it. What's wrong with Erica? She's a fine girl. You don't even know her well enough to be saying things like that.
I don't care what you have to say for either of yourselves. The moment that I learned what you two had done to Nancy, I decided to make a very important decision. From now on, you are no son of mine, and the only real child I have now is Nancy.
What are you talking about, Mom? Are you really telling me that you're going to choose Nancy over your own son?
I told you already that I don't have a so. Besides, I can really empathize with Nancy after all. I wasn't able to have children either.
Wait, really? This is the first that I'm hearing about all of this.
Well, it's true, and until I actually got pregnant, I was told all kinds of horrible things. That's why I never ever wanted to put any kind of pressure on Nancy to make her feel bad of not having children. I didn't want her to go through what I did.
But don't you get that there's no point in being so nice to her anymore? I mean, Nancy and I are divorced now. She's not even my wife.
You know, I just never in a million years thought that you would be the kind of guy to abandon his wife so quickly like this.
But well, what are you suggesting then? That I should have just waited with Nancy, not knowing if she was ever actually going to be able to have kids or not?
You're supposed to stay with Nancy because she's your wife, and you've ought to have married her for life. There was never any need for you to go running around like this behind her back. I still just don't understand how you could do something so underhanded and dirty. I really don't have anything else to say to you about this.
Please, Mom, I just know that once you actually meet your grandchild that you'll change your mind about all of this. I'll bring Erica over once she's had a moment to rest after giving birth.
Look, Oscar, Your mom already said that she didn't want anything to do with you or Erica, so why do you think she would want to come over? Why can't you just leave us alone already?
Nancy, please, you have to explain yourself. I don't get why my mom is doing this.
She just explained to you herself. She said that she felt bad for the way that you were treating me. She swooped in to protect me, and for that I am very, very grateful to her.
But how did you even get her to care this much about you? It doesn't make any sense at all.
I didn't do anything to get your mom to care for me, thank you very much. But your mom is just a very kind person with a very big heart, and that's why she let me into her home. I suppose if you're looking for someone to blame, though, you can start with yourself since she felt so bad for what you put me through.
Oh, just shut up and get out of my mom's house already. You don't belong there.
As tempting as that is, I don't think that's what your mom wants. So anyways, if we've got nothing more to talk about, then I think I'll end the conversation here. Have a nice life! This was the first time since my parents had died that I finally felt like I had something over a mother in my life again. She had always been so kind and sweet and welcoming to me, and now I finally realize why. A few days after our last conversation, Oscar showed up to his mom's house with Erica and demanded to Yolanda, who refused and demanded that leave her property. They had flown all the way to see her, and she wasn't even going to show her face. I know that Yolanda is getting old and is thinking about how to split her estate, but I told her over and over again that she already done more than enough for me, and that I couldn't possibly ask for more. I don't really know what's going to happen in the future, but I am just so grateful that I've been given a second chance by one of the people I expected least. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Corinne. I'm trying to think. You had work today, didn't you? Are you done yet, or are you still at work?
I just got done a few minutes ago, actually. So, what do you want? Is there any reason you're asking, or... You don't usually message me out of the blue like this.
What? Can't a man express concern over his own daughter? Think about it. You're still in high school, and you're about to go walking through the streets downtown alone at night.
Uh-huh. Okay, so tell me what you're really trying to talk to me about. Let me guess. You got a favor to ask of me, don't you?
Is that any way to talk to your father, young lady? Here I was trying to make sure you weren't getting beaten up by some mugger, and you go and get all snotty on me. You're gonna have to work on that little attitude of yours, and fast. You're not gonna get any boys to like you if you treat them like that.
That's nothing you need to be concerned about, Dad. Hurry up and tell me what it is you want to tell me. I'm not making any promises that I'll actually do what you want, though.
Jeez, you can be such a grumpy thing sometimes. Is it that time of the month? Anyway, so you walk by a convenience store on your way home, don't you?
Yeah, and?
I was wondering if you wouldn't mind picking up a few beers for me. I had a bunch here in the refrigerator, but I drank them all already.
Oh, for the love of... You're drinking again, Dad? Both Mom and I have told you again and again that you need to stop.
What do you expect me to do, just suffer through a whole evening sober? I work my ass off all day at the office. I'm exhausted. I need to relax. You and your mom need to get off my back about this already.
We wouldn't have to be on your back if you would get it under control like we ask you. And Dad, I don't think I need to remind you about this, but I'm a minor. I can't buy you beer. It's kind of illegal.
Oh, come on. You can figure something out, can't you? Like, I don't know, go to a couple different places and hope they don't card you?
I'm not gonna break the law so you can get even drunker than you already are. Actually, come to think of it, didn't you have work today? You're done awful early.
Yeah, about that. I took the day off today.
Why?
Because when I woke up this morning, I was super hungover from last night. All I did was sit up in bed and the room started to spin, so I laid right back down and called in sick.
I wish I could say I was disappointed, but nothing you do surprises me anymore. It's like you've been on an endless downward spiral ever since you got laid off from your job. You said you were going to look for a new job as soon as possible. Whatever happened to that? How's the job search going?
What do you mean? I am working.
Yeah, a part-time job that you explicitly told us you were just going to do until you found a decent long-term job. It's been 6 months, and you're still doing the same part-time job. So, I repeat, how is the job search going?
It's going. You can't rush these things, you know. I don't want to get stuck working at some dead-end job at a bankrupt company. Sheesh, what is it with you today anyway? I am your father, young lady. You will speak to me with the respect that I deserve. Don't forget who's the one that pays all the bills around here.
Oh boy, here we go again. Every single time you run out of excuses to make for yourself, you drag out your man of the house routine. It's embarrassing to watch, so can you please knock it off? Especially considering you being a drunken loser makes Mom have to work overtime every day in order to keep us afloat. You're aware of that, right? If not,
Don't you dare talk that way to me, young lady. You don't tell me what to do. I am your father. Once you get home, we're going to have a good long talk about respect, so I hope you're ready for that.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna stay over at a friend's house tonight. Good night, Dad.
Corinne, don't you dare go to your friend's house. This conversation is not over.
Dad? Where are you? What are you doing right now?
Where I am and what I'm doing are none of your business. What do you want?
You know what I want. Did you take money out of Mom's wallet before you left the house today? Mom says there's $100 missing. She's been searching all over the house for it.
Take? Don't be ridiculous. I didn't take anything. That money is all mine in the first place. How could I take something that's already mine?
Mom was going to use that to pay the credit card bill. Why would you just take that without her permission or even simply telling her? You could have just said, "Hey, honey, I need to use that money for something," and then all of this would have been fine.
I already told you, Corinne, that is none of your business. And why are you the one talking to me about this anyway? Where's your mom? What's she doing?
Really? You're gonna stand there and pretend like Mom hasn't been texting you all morning? The only reason I'm texting you now is because you wouldn't respond to her.
What a lousy wretch that woman is. How could she get a kid to do her own dirty work? You know what? I'm getting sick and tired of her insolent attitude toward me. You tell her that until she apologizes for how she's been treating me, I ain't coming home.
And now you're making Mom out to be the bad guy? Jeez. You're the one who took her money. She needs that money. Give it back.
I've been working all the years we've been married to support her. She's never had any issues with mooching off of me for money, but now she wants to throw a hissy fit when I take some of it back? Both of you are out of your minds.
You're the one who's drunk right now. Also, don't act like this is the first time you've ever done this either. Usually it's just $20 or so, but this time, Mom just couldn't overlook it.
Everything we have is the product of my hands. I paid for everything, the house, the car, our food. There's nothing wrong with me keeping a little bit for myself every once in a while.
Look, if you don't want to give Mom back her money, then I'm coming over there right now to take it from you. Where are you?
You can come down here if you want, but you're too late. I had the day off today, so I decided to go out and have a few drinks. I already spent all that money. Ha 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 ha.
You are such a scumbag. Mom has put up with so much for your sake because she believes you can do the right thing. But I guess she was wrong about you. Don't you care about disappointing Mom at all?
She's disappointed. I'm disappointed that she refuses to shut up and do as I say. She should show more gratitude to me for all I do as the head of the family.
You really don't get it, do you? Whatever. Just don't expect Mom to put up with you forever.
You sure do like to complain about how I lead this family, huh? Well, what about you two? What have you done for our family lately?
How much time do you have? Mom has part-time jobs in the afternoon and evening, and I give Mom some of my paycheck to help with expenses too. You've got no right to question our dedication to the family. You've completely abandoned looking for work.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the house. You two have been so busy with work or whatever that you've completely stopped working around the house.
We do whatever we can when we have the time.
This is your idea of whatever you can? The house is a mess. I mean, we have two freaking women in this house and you still can't keep it clean? You can complain to me after doing my laundry.
I don't believe you. You don't work at all, outside or inside the house. And you want to tell us to do everything for you? When was the last time you washed even a single plate?
Oh boy, here we go again, blaming me for your failures. I didn't raise you to be such a lazy girl.
That's it. I'm done with you. Talking to you is so pointless. You're such an idiot.
Did you just call your own father an idiot?
Oh, silly me. I'm so sorry, Dad. Won't you please forgive me?
Yeah, you call that an apology? You apologize just as well as you take care of the house. You and your mother have been going out together pretty often lately, haven't you? If you have time to go clothes shopping or whatever, you have time to clean the house.
What, you get to go off and drink yourself to death, but we can't enjoy ourselves from time to time?
Wait a minute. What do you mean, enjoy yourselves?
I mean, just that. Have fun. You have fun at the bar, we have fun doing other stuff. So, I don't think you have any right to complain about us doing whatever we please.
Sure I do. I'm a man, you're not. A woman's place is in the home, a man's place is wherever he damn well feels like.
Right. How could I forget we're still living in the 1500s? I'll leave you alone to enjoy whatever dive bar you're in right now.
Corinne, where's my dinner?
Sorry, Dad. I didn't have time to put anything together. You can go and buy whatever you want, just get fast food or something.
What? You mean to tell me you were too busy to even throw together a simple sandwich for me? And where's your mom? I can't find her anywhere. Are the two of you together?
We went out to dinner together tonight. So don't worry about picking up anything for us. You can eat whatever you like.
What? You two went out to dinner without me? The man of the house, the person who's paying for that dinner? The laundry isn't done, the dishes aren't clean, the floors aren't swept, and you're eating out?
Wait a minute. Who do you think is paying for this dinner? And it's not just our dinner tonight. Who pays for all of the food that's in the refrigerator right now? Me and Mom do.
What? What are you talking about? I'm the breadwinner of this family. You've got some nerve to tell me that you're the ones paying for everything.
I don't believe this. You don't even know how much money you make? That's so pathetic, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. You can't support a family of 3 on $500 a month, you moron.
The amount doesn't matter. I'm still the breadwinner. You've got no right to go out on the town without me.
Oh, excuse me, I need to make a correction. $500 is just what you take home every month. Out of that, you only put $200 towards our expenses. So, you want to call yourself the breadwinner when you're only contributing $200 a month? You're insane! I make more money than you at my part-time job.
Wow, I'm just too busy with looking for a new job, that's all. You have all the time you want to work, you're still in high school.
Uh-huh. So, tell me, Dad. I tried to ask you this a while back, but you never really gave me an answer. How's the job search going? Any leads? You've been looking for more than half a year now. If you like where you're working right now, that's fine, but why don't you just start working there full time? You're not so busy that you can't drink yourself stupid every other night. Why not pick up extra shifts here and there?
That's an adult matter. A kid like you could never understand. I have to deal with way more stupid bull crap than you could ever dream of, so keep your ignorant mouth shut.
No, Dad, trust me. We have to deal with way more stupid bullcrap than you. You know, Mom started working night shifts recently, right? And I'm working the maximum amount possible on all of my days off. What are you doing while Mom and I are working, Dad? Drinking, watching TV, drinking, snacking, drinking some more, and then passing out.
I have to have some way to unwind. You have no idea the stress I'm going through. If I had to stop drinking, I don't know how I'd be able to deal with it all.
You have stress? We tell you time and time again to stop taking money we need to pay the bills, but you keep doing it. We tell you time and time again to stop getting drunk every night of the week, but you keep doing it. You don't think living with someone like you is stressful? It's downright torture.
I won't tell you again, Corinne. You will not speak to me that way. I am your father, and you are my daughter. You need to know your place.
I know exactly where my place is. It's you who doesn't seem to be conscious of your own. Take a look in the mirror sometime. Now, if you'll excuse me, I would like to go back to enjoying this pleasant dinner with Mom. Don't interrupt us anymore. Are you awake yet, Dad? Or are you still passed out from last night?
What do you want? Are you ready to apologize to me for the way you were speaking to me last night?
No. Are you regretting all the booze you drank last night to soothe the shame of getting shown up by your own daughter? You were passed out on the couch when we got home, so we left you there. Then, when we got up this morning, lo and behold, you hadn't moved an inch.
Shut up. I didn't pass out. I could hold my liquor. I could have kept going for hours if I wanted to. Now stop giving me crap about drinking.
Well, Dad, if that's what you want, so be it. I will never complain to you about your drinking ever again.
It's about time, good grief. Hey, hold on a second. Where are you? You're not in your room. Or the living room. And, hey, your mom isn't here either? Are you two off somewhere screwing around again or something?
We were intending to talk to you about this last night when we got home, but since you hadn't even woken up or even changed sleeping positions by this morning, we figured there was no point in waiting around for you. Now that I have your attention, would you like to have a bit of a conversation right now?
Conversation about what? I feel like someone's shoving a red-hot Phillips screwdriver drenched in bleach into my brain right now, so make it quick.
As you wish. Mom and I decided that we're going to move out of the house. She left a stack of divorce papers on the table, so read through them and sign them at your earliest convenience.
Huh? What are you saying? Is this some kind of a joke?
No, Dad, we are 100% serious. Look for yourselves. All of our stuff is gone, isn't it? There are some large items that we left behind. We'll come back for those later. We'd appreciate it if you could help us move them into the car when we do.
I don't believe this. What's your problem? What's your mom's problem?
Wasn't that made clear by the stack of divorce papers? Our problem is you, Dad, and we're solving it right now. We are sick and tired of having to deal with your nonsense. So, for the past several weeks, Mom's been looking all over for an apartment that we can afford. Mom told me from the beginning that as soon as she found a good place, the two of us were going to leave and never look back.
Is that what the two of you have been doing lately? Looking for an apartment?
Yep. Mom managed to find the place we're moving to today just a few days ago, and she fell in love with it right away. The gas company just came to turn the gas on, so we're waiting for the guy they sent to get that taken care of.
What do you think you're doing leaving me like this? I never gave you my permission to move into a new place.
Dad? Hello? Are you still half asleep or what? Mom's divorcing you. So she doesn't need your permission to do anything anymore. And neither do I. I'm gonna stay with Mom from now on.
You two are out of your minds. Don't you realize what you're doing? You think two women like you are gonna be able to make ends meet by yourselves? Not to mention you're still in high school. How are you gonna get by?
I mean, I don't see how it's gonna be that much different from the way we're getting by right now. You don't work. Me and Mom are the ones making all the money. And you always drink away any money we manage to save by the end of the month. I am sick and tired of living like this. Honestly, with you out of the house, we'll probably be in a much better financial position.
But this is all happening way too suddenly. I'm still looking for a job. I'm trying really hard over here. You're supposed to support me through this difficult time. That's what a family does.
When Mom and I were going through difficult times, did you ever do anything to support us? I'm racking my brain and I can't think of a single time. What, did you expect the whole families support one another thing to be a one-way street?
Obviously, yeah. I'm the breadwinner, aren't I?
Dad, do you even know what the word breadwinner means? You're only making around $500 a month right now. And you spend most of that money on booze. You're not the family breadwinner. You're the bread loser. Seriously? We'll be better off without you.
That's it. I'm done talking to an ignorant little child like you. I'll just have to talk to your mom directly and convince her to knock off this foolishness.
Yeah, I was sure that you'd say something like that.
What do you think you are, some kind of Nostradamus? Who else am I gonna talk to?
Obviously not me. You learned your lesson that you can't beat me the other night when we went out to dinner without you. You're gonna try to corner Mom when we come back to the house to pick up our stuff, aren't you? You know that if you can get her cornered, you can scare or threaten her into doing what you want. Am I right?
I'm her husband. Of course I could get her to do what I want.
Just like I said, I can see right through you, Dad. I already asked Uncle Jake to come by and pick up our stuff for us. You can give the signed divorce papers to him when he comes by. Oh, do you remember Mom's brother, Uncle Jake, right? He's a former MMA champion, so I would suggest you don't try any funny business with him.
Corinne, how can you be doing all of this to your own father?
It's pretty simple, actually. I don't see you as my father anymore. You wasted all the money that Mom and I worked so hard to earn. You dragged on your job search for over 6 months. You never worked, but instead spent all your time drinking and cursing us out. If you don't want a couple feminine upstarts like us around, fine. You can make do by yourself from now on.
By myself? No. You're really gonna leave me? You can't do that. You know I'm not making any money right now. What am I gonna do without you guys to support me?
I'm sorry, Dad. I thought you said you were the family breadwinner. Whatever happened to that? If you're as capable a breadwinner as you think you are, I'm sure you'll have no trouble without us. With us out of the way, you'll have so much more money to spend on booze. After that, I called my Uncle Jake and had him stop by our old house to handle my dad. Needless to say, Dad didn't put up much of a fight when Uncle Jake told him to sign the divorce papers. He carried out the few boxes of stuff we had there and brought them over to our new apartment for us. I've been making records of all the abusive things my dad has done to us over the past 6 months, including audio and video recordings. I presented them all personally during the meeting between Mom and Dad with their lawyers. Honestly, seeing the look on his face when I pushed play on the audio recordings was one of the most satisfying things I've ever experienced. We caught wind that my dad had been hanging out outside of our apartment lately, so I put on another call to Uncle Jake. I don't think we'll have to worry about Dad anymore. Mom told Uncle Jake she feels bad that he has to act as a sort of personal bodyguard to protect us from her ex-husband, but Uncle Jake told her that putting bullies like my dad in their place was the reason he got into MMA in the first place. Since we don't have to worry about Dad anymore, our next goal is to forget about him completely. Once we do that, there won't be anything keeping us from enjoying our new life together as mother and daughter.
Hey, Pete. So, how are you feeling about all this? Were you able to persuade your mother? Was the plan a success or not?
Oh, Abby, I'm really sorry. As I expected, I knew this was going to be impossible. I really didn't want to hear that she was going to come. It's a little rude to crash someone's honeymoon like this.
Yeah, I thought so as much. There's no way that she'll go home if she's on her way to the travel destination.
Yeah, when I got off the airplane, I was shocked to see her there, too. She wasn't planning on telling me anything, so I didn't think it was necessary to kick up a fuss.
Wow, your mom sure knows how to plan ahead and move without us knowing. It's incredible. I wish she refrained from interfering with our life just this one time. Now that she's come this far to, I guess, keep an eye out on us, there's not much we can do, right? We can force her to get back on a plane.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if doing that would be the best thing. But we can make this work, can't we? I'm sure that this'll be a great honeymoon away from everyone.
But don't you think her being her is too much? Don't you think it's better if she goes home now? I'd be more happy with that happening, okay?
But as I said to you before, Abby, I don't think that would be possible since she just got here and it would be a waste of time, money, and effort on her part.
But she's interfering with our honeymoon, Pete, right? Are you just telling me to give up on trying to get us alone? You seriously want your mom hanging out with us?
I suppose you should. What are we going to do about the room arrangements? We haven't made a reservation for her, have we? The room that we've got for us is only supposed to be for 2 people, so there's no way she could sleep in the same room as us.
When I was checking in, I decided to check to see if there was any other rooms available. There's only one room that she can get into right away.
You're seriously the best and know when to think ahead. Thank you so much for that, Abby. I tried to convince my mom to not come. I'm sorry that you had to take care of the check-in process for her and everything else.
I mean, there's not much more we can do about this situation, but it seems to me that there's no point in her besides being here. I don't know why she insists on coming with us. Her role is not to keep an eye on us 24/7. This is our honeymoon. Don't you think it's an invasion of privacy? I guess I'll just do my part as the daughter-in-law.
Well, it would very much help me if you could do that, Abby. I guess we'll head over there straight away.
Yeah, okay. I'll be waiting here for you both. Oh, actually, there's something that I've been wondering about. Can I ask you a question?
Oh, okay. Is there something else that's bothering you apart from my mother being here on our honeymoon?
I will say that the thing that shocked me the most about today, but no, that's not quite what I want to ask. I just want to ask if your mother drinks a bit of alcohol?
Yeah, I suppose she does a little bit. She had a wine or something like that on the plane ride over, and while she was waiting for me at the airport, she had a drink in her hand as well as her luggage.
Okay. That's what I thought. When I saw her last, her face was red and blotchy. It's been on my mind for a while about how much she loves drinking.
Yeah, I expect that she'll be drinking a lot today with me, since this is more or less a holiday for her. I'm sorry in advance about that. I know you put up with a lot.
That's fine, but don't go too overboard with it, okay? When you drink, just do it in moderation and drink water as well, alright? You've got a bad drinking habit.
Yeah, you've told me that much. I know that I do. As a result, I've reduced the amount I drink considerably, so there's really not that much to worry about, Abby.
I understand that, Pete. I'm just hammering it into your head so that you remember. I'm just afraid that you'll let alcohol take over, you know?
Yeah, I get that, but it'll be fine, Abby. I won't do anything to spoil our honeymoon. But I can't say anything when it comes to my mom, though. Okay, I just flagged down a taxi, so we're heading your way.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll see you both very soon. I'll be waiting here in the lobby when you get here. Oh my god, for real, this is the worst thing ever. Are you still awake, Pete? I don't have my key in the room with me, so could you open the door?
Okay, chill. There's no need to be so angry. So how was it? I bet it was so nice to jump into the sea at nighttime, right?
Well, if you're so excited about, why don't you get in and experience it for yourself, Pete? Who literally pushes people into the sea? What on earth were you thinking leaving me alone for?
No, that's not quite how it was planned out. Look, I never thought that you would fall into the ocean so beautifully. To be honest, I couldn't help but laugh. Even when I think back on it now, it still makes me laugh. Come on, it's funny. Why are you so angry about it?
I don't care about that right now. I just want to be let inside the room. Did you read what I said to you, Pete? Also, didn't I tell you about your drinking? I said that if you want to drink alcohol, do it in moderation. But what's the point when you're both as bad as each other, huh? I can't laugh about any of it right now.
Oh, come on, have a little faith in me, Abby. Also, have some confidence in yourself. My mom burst out laughing. Her reaction was great. It was worth it to throw you in.
Look, just because you're drunk doesn't mean I give you the approval to do anything to me, alright? I'm so furious about this. Don't you get how I feel, Pete?
Oh, come on, it's fine. Don't be so angry about it. I'm just so excited because this is the first time that I've had a bit to drink in a long time. This is turning out to be a really fun honeymoon. Don't you agree with me? Okay, let's just stop being so moody. Please forgive me for being so rude and pushing you into the water.
You know, your mother forced us to let her come with this honeymoon when it should just be the two of us, and I knew not much could be done about it since she's already got on the plane. You know that I forgave her for doing that, right? And this is how you both repay me? For my kindness? Playing pranks, drinking a lot, and pushing me into the sea? Why should I forgive you for doing this to me? Don't you see how upset you both have made me? Why should I have to put up with this crap when I want to relax?
Geez, you really need to calm down. No wonder this is why my mother and I drink a bit, because we have to deal with your moods. This is enough to make my eyes roll. The water that you fell into was shallow anyways. What's the big deal, huh? You weren't gonna drown or anything like that. The water height was barely that high, okay?
It doesn't matter how high the waves were or how shallow the water was, Pete. It was the fact that you shoved your own wife into the sea. Didn't you think about what would have happened afterwards? Did you not think that I'd have to walk back into the hotel, soaking wet? Did you think of anything, Pete?
Oh, stop taking it so seriously, Abby. Being suddenly pushed into the sea doesn't happen every day. It's a rare experience for you to have. You needed to cool off anyways. This made our honeymoon an unforgettable trip. In a sense, we can think back on it as a good, fun memory, right?
Well, you can say that, but I can't because it happened to me. What would you have done if I had gotten hurt when you pushed me, Pete?
Well, it doesn't matter because you didn't get hurt, all right? You turned out to be okay. Since you're contacting me, your smartphone must have been safe in your pocket. Don't you think it's a rare thing to get wet and to injure yourself at the same time, Abby?
That's not at all a blessing in disguise, Pete. Sometimes it can happen to people. Even at that height, depending on how you fall, there's a possibility of breaking a bone. Besides, it's also possible to drown even if it's shallow water, okay? Some children do. Did you have that on your mind when you did that to me, Pete?
You're literally overanalyzing what happened to you, Abby, and I'm so sick of it. There's absolutely no point talking about what-ifs when they didn't happen, okay? You were injured and there's no water clogging up your phone. It's lame to complain about something that's over and done with. I was able to laugh it off, but now you've ruined it.
Well, I'm not here to make you laugh about it, but I guess it's not worth going on about it anymore. You still deny you've got a bad drinking habit when stuff happens.
I told you that I've been holding back since you told me I had a bad habit. If you drink for the first time in a while, you'd get drunk quickly, right? Don't you think that this is also your responsibility too? Since you said I could drink? Don't throw all the blame on me.
Oh my god, it's literally impossible to talk to you when you're in this state. Don't you know that it's basically impossible to cure a bad habit like heavy drinking? If it doesn't heal, there probably should be limitations put in place. That's what I was trying to do. Don't blame your bad habits on me, Pete.
It's not all my fault. It's just in my genes. My mother is like this as well. Look, I don't know the details of why we're both like this, Abby, but we're just a fun, loving family, right?
Yeah, sure, Pete. You keep thinking that way. I guess you could say it looks like fun to be in your family. I'm going to be there soon, so unlock the door. I better take a shower first so I can get the sea smell off of me, and then I'll go straight to bed. It's getting late now.
Okay, good to know, but I think my mother is using the bed that you're sleeping in, so I'm not sure what to do.
Excuse me? Why is she in my bed for? Didn't we get her a separate room for her to stay in?
Yes, we did, but we were drinking together and then she started getting sleepy, and before I knew it, she fell asleep in your bed. I guess it's first come, first served.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me right now. Fine. I'll just sleep in your mother's room. I don't even want to see your face right now since you've made me so angry. This works out fine.
Yeah, okay, you do whatever you want, Abby. Just contact me again when you get back so I can give you the key to her room. That is, if I'm not asleep by then. Oh my God, I just saw the conversation that we had last night. I'm so sorry, Abby. I drank way too much yesterday. I actually just woke up.
Wow, it's almost noon and you're just opening your eyes now, Pete? Don't you see how much you slept in?
Look, there's no point in talking about my sleep schedule now, all right? After I gave you the key, my mother woke up. We both started drinking again.
Are you for real? You continue to drink after I left? This is a joke, right? Do you even remember anything that happened yesterday?
Yes, of course I remember what happened, but I was drinking a fair bit, so the details are a little vague and fuzzy at the moment.
Well, do you remember shoving me into the ocean, Pete, and getting me soaking wet? Do you remember the little conversation we had afterwards?
Oh yeah, that. It's starting to come back to me now. It was so funny that I don't think I'll ever forget that happening. Why, what's up? Are you still mad about it?
Why would you think I'm not angry about it? There's no way that I can forgive you for doing something like that to me. I could have gotten hurt.
Oh, come on. I was drunk and didn't really know what I was doing, so it can't be helped. I'm repenting my sins now for it, so please forgive me. But you know, when we look back on it in the future, we'll know that it was a good memory from our honeymoon, right?
Well, I don't think that's the right attitude to have at all, Pete. Anyways, what's happening with your mother? Don't tell me she's still sleeping.
Oh yeah, she's still asleep here. She drank so much yesterday that she didn't feel like waking up too early. So, I apologize about yesterday. Let's go sightseeing today.
Huh? You're kidding, right? No way am I going anywhere with you. I've already left the hotel.
What? You left? What for? Are you serious right now? You're gonna come back here, right? I guess we can go sightseeing once you're back.
No, didn't I just say that I'm still angry at you, Pete? Why don't you get into your thick head of yours? I told you that I left and I'm not planning to return either. Why did you think I came over to your room yesterday to get my luggage for? Of course I wanted to leave the hotel. I don't want to be near you.
Okay, I guess you did that in the moment. You're outside the hotel, right? Where are you right now? Don't be angry with me, Abby. I want us to enjoy the rest of our honeymoon together. It would be such a waste if you left right now when we just got here, okay?
That's why I said that it wouldn't be possible to meet. First of all, I'm in my hometown right now.
Wait a second, what are you doing in your hometown for? Huh? What's going on here? Where are you right now? Tell me. Why are you being so hostile towards me?
I'm at the local courthouse right now. I'm getting divorce papers filed, and then I'm going to return to my parents' house. I took the first flight out this morning.
Wait a second, what? Just hold on there a minute, Abby. Are you being serious right now? Is this a joke to get back at me for tossing you in the water? Are you really in your hometown right now? And divorce papers? Please explain to me why you've jumped to this conclusion, Abby, so that I can understand what's going on.
I don't think I need to give you an explanation or make you understand, Pete. I'm getting divorced from you because I've run out of love for you and your family. So I'll just go to the courthouse and file the papers. Then I'll make my way to my parents' house. Didn't I explain this part already? What's so difficult to understand, Pete?
Okay, no, I seriously don't understand you. So you just decided that you ran out of love for me yesterday? Because both my mother and I were drunk?
You were drunk, yes, and what's that got to do with it? Do you think that's why I'm going to forgive you for all your poor behavior?
But it was all just a silly prank. There's no need for you to take things so far with this. You don't need to get so wound up about this. Don't you think mentioning divorce is going one step too far, Abby?
That's not up to you to decide, Pete, alright? You do remember what you did yesterday, right?
What, me pushing you into the sea? That little prank that I did that made my mother and I laugh? It doesn't even matter now, Abby.
Well, you obviously don't have the cognitive ability to think that the prank was nothing more than just being funny, right, Pete? You just did it for laughs, right? Do you know how stupid that is? People can get seriously hurt if you do something like that to them all of a sudden. Do you not think before you act, Pete? Because when you're drunk, you sure don't. You just said that yesterday was funny to you, right? You obviously didn't care if I was okay, and if I was injured or anything. You just wanted to laugh.
You know that I was just saying that. It's just words. There's no real meaning behind what I said, Abby. I wasn't being totally serious about it being funny or anything. I feel like you're taking this way too far and overthinking everything that went into me pushing you and my reaction afterwards.
Even though it was only a joke to you, it's still a huge problem for me, Pete. This is just the kind of person you are, whether you're drunk or not, and I'm sick of it. You literally take nothing seriously at all. Life is just a whole game for you, isn't it? You never had to accept the consequences for anything you've done, have you? It's impossible to live with a husband who acts this way. It will be impossible being your wife when you can't take anything seriously, Pete. I'm done with this.
Okay, there's no need for you to do this. I'll get on a plane and be back soon, all right? I'll apologize properly when I get back, and it'll be in person. Abby, can you please just calm down about this so we can fix this? Please, I'm begging you, don't divorce me. We literally just got married not so long ago.
Pete, you can come back whenever you feel like it. You're a free agent now. I'm not planning on letting you into my parents' house, Pete. I don't want you around here. It's okay with me that you go about your life doing whatever you want, okay? Because I'm not responsible for you anymore. You need to learn to grow up.
Look, I'm an adult. I'm already grown up. Just please let me talk to you so that we can sort this out in person, okay? Don't do this to me, Abby!
It's too late. I'm sick of you. Your mother and your drinking habits are going to blow up in your face one day. How's that for a laugh? Haha. After that conversation ended, word of Pete and his mother's behavior spread around the acquaintances at surprisingly speed. The word of what he did spread to his local friends, and one of Pete's coworkers said it became a hot topic at work. As expected, Pete was fired due to the rumors as they were unconfirmed, but he did lose his special position in his company. So after that, he just quit. his acquaintances believed what was said about Pete, and so they slowly started to abandon him one by one. He lost all his energy to try and win Abby back, but in the end, he grew tired of her saying no. He obediently agreed to a divorce from her. Like Pete, his mother seems to have lost contact with her friends due to the rumors going around their behavior on their honeymoon. As a result, the two of them lost all contact with other people in their lives due to their extreme drinking habits. No one wanted to be influenced by how they drank every day. They found their behavior appalling and told them to get some medical help. It seems like after being told that, they might need to put their lips into a glass of alcohol never again. As for Abby, she divorced Pete because of his poor behavior and started living with her parents again in the house. She found it better off to leave the marriage earlier rather than later so that she could work and live happily. Perhaps because of the incident on their honeymoon, people around her, including her father, are cutting down on their alcohol intake. She's very grateful to have this help from her parents during this time in her life. She's looking forward to the future, without Pete of course. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Stan? Just checking, did you leave a styrofoam box on the front doorstep last night?
Styrofoam box? Oh, yeah, that was me.
I thought so.
Those were the fish I caught out on the lake yesterday.
Well, I hope you weren't planning on eating that fish.
Huh? Why? What happened? Oh, shoot! I totally forgot to bring the box inside last night. Man, this really sucks. I'll bet they've gone bad for sure, haven't they?
You could say that, yeah. But to say that they went bad wouldn't quite describe the situation. I heard a loud pop at the front door just a few minutes ago, and when I went to check what it was, well, it looks like the box blew up.
What? It blew up? What do you mean?
It's over 100 degrees outside today, Stan. The heat caused the fish to rot, and as it decomposed, gas started to build up inside the box. Which wouldn't have been a problem if you hadn't taped the box shut, but with nowhere to go, the gas kept building up, and then, boom!
That's hilarious. You mean fish actually blow up like a stink bomb or something?
Well, I'm glad at least one of us is able to laugh about this. You should see the front porch right now. It's a total disaster area. And the smell is awful. I just got a call from one of the neighbors asking if I knew what was causing it.
Oh, well then I guess you'd better hurry and clean it up.
Exactly what do you think I'm doing right now?
If you're so busy cleaning it up, then how do you have time to be texting me right now?
Because I thought you deserved to know. After all, you're the reason both the front porch and me are covered in fish guts right now.
What are you getting so upset at me for? It's not like I left it there on purpose or anything. I just forgot. My bad. I'll try to remember next time.
On purpose or not, you're still the one who's responsible for this. I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of this smell for quite some time. I'll have to keep coming out here every day and scrubbing it down with something. I'd appreciate if you could give me a hand with cleaning up once you get home.
Nah, if you clean it properly, the smell won't be a problem at all. Plus, you got more than enough free time on your hands. You could just do it by yourself. Unlike you, I actually have work to do today.
Excuse me? I don't like the tone you're striking with me right now. I have more than enough to do already without having to scrub fish guts off the porch in 100-degree weather. So no, I don't have much free time at all.
Exactly what do you have going on today anyway? You're just a housewife. Don't pretend that you have stuff to do. How can you possibly be busy when all you ever have to do is cook, clean, and watch sappy romance dramas on TV all day?
First of all, I do not watch sappy romance dramas at all, much less all day. Second, even if I did, nothing changes the fact that your mistake is causing a ton of unnecessary work for me. You do get that, right? It's your fault that I've got this disgusting cleanup job to do when I could be doing anything else.
And your point is?
My point? Do I need to have a point? Don't you feel bad in the slightest about what I'm going through because of you right now? I'm cleaning up your disgusting fish guts, and so far, your only response has been laughter and snide disconcern.
Did you really text me right now just to complain?
Are you really pretending like you have nothing to apologize for?
I don't believe this. You're interrupting me at work just to complain about having to clean.
I don't think you'd be so laid back and lighthearted about this if you could actually see the state of the front porch right now.
How long are you gonna go on about this? Every second you're texting me to complain is another second you could be cleaning up the porch. And honestly, if you can't get rid of the smell, that just means you aren't cleaning it right. If you need tips, go look up how to clean up fish guts on the internet or something. Don't be such a spoiled brat.
I am not a spoiled brat.
Yeah, well, you're acting like one. I guess your mom never taught you how to clean like a real woman. Why don't you call her over and have her give you some hands-on training? Seems like a perfect opportunity to me. It's crazy to me that this is literally your only job, and yet you're just refusing to do it. What good are you if you won't even do your only job without complaining constantly?
I am not complaining constantly. I never complain. I'm trying to get you to take some responsibility for your own actions for a change. And what's this about my mom not raising me right? After how you've been talking to me today, I'd say your mom neglected to teach you basic decency. You caused a world of trouble, not only to me, but our neighbors too, and you haven't even thought to apologize.
What's up with you today? Is it that time of the month again already? You're being absolutely ridiculous about this. Lighten up already.
Here it comes. You always do this, Stan. You never lift a finger to help me, and whenever I ask you to do your part, you flip out at me.
Are you serious? I'm the one doing nothing? Where do you think I am right now? I'm working. You know, making money, that thing that you have never done.
You made me quit my job when we got married, Stan. If it were up to me, I would have loved to keep my job and contribute to our finances. I guess you think I'm an idiot for being a submissive wife and following your directions, huh?
Nuh-uh, no way. Don't you dare pin that all on me. You willingly quit your job. You don't get to complain years down the road for a decision you made.
I never thought that becoming a housewife for you meant you'd be this much of a condescending jerk to me. Ugh, this is such an exhausting conversation.
Oh, you're tired? How tired do you think I am? And let me remind you, it was you who made the first move on me way back when. You said that you'd do anything in the world for me. Don't tell me you forgot.
Yeah, and I meant that back then. But apparently, either I was completely wrong about the kind of guy you were, or you've changed into a totally different person. What do you think, Stan? Which is it? Have you always been a jerk, or is this a more recent development?
You think I'm gonna sit here and let you talk to me like that?
I'm just telling you like it is, Stan. Don't shoot the messenger.
I demand that you apologize to me for disrespecting me right now. I am your husband and you will not speak to me this way.
I won't apologize for being honest. You have been extremely disrespectful to me today, and I won't let you get away with it anymore.
I have had it with this stuck-up, ungrateful attitude of yours. You're gonna regret this.
If anything, you're the one who needs to apologize, not me.
You really don't know when to quit, do ya? If you don't apologize and fix that attitude really quick, you're gonna regret it. How long are you going to keep this up? Don't you think this has gone on for long enough?
Not in the slightest. I'm not budging.
Nothing good is going to come out of you acting like a complete brat.
I already told you, Stan, I'm never going to apologize to you. Why should I? I haven't done anything wrong.
You still don't think you're in the wrong here? God, you're a piece of work. Looks like you need to be taught a lesson then.
Oh, I do I? And what are you going to do about it?
Actually, I went and picked up a little surprise for you the other day. It's a lovely stack of divorce papers.
Divorce papers?
That's right. You're surprised, aren't you? I put them in the top drawer of the desk in my home office. Go ahead and take a look if you think I'm bluffing.
Are these for real?
Why would I go to all that trouble to print out fake ones? Sounds to me like you're terrified. Good. That means you understand what sort of a position you're in. The worst thing that could possibly happen to you is right in front of your eyes.
You said you picked these up. Did you get them from a lawyer?
Right again! You're on a roll, baby! I've already signed them, too. I think this should make it clear to you what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
If you don't apologize to me, then I'm gonna divorce you. And if that happens, your entire life is ruined. I know how crazy you are about me. If I leave you, you're gonna be miserable for the rest of your days. As for me, though, I have no use for a housewife who won't do what I say when I say. If you're not gonna change your attitude, fine. I'll just kick you to the curb and move on. There are plenty of women out there looking for a reliable man with a stable income like me. You'll be replaced before the weekend's over.
Wow. If you actually talked to an actual lawyer to draw these papers up for you, I guess that means you're serious.
Of course I'm serious. You don't want to get divorced, do you? You've been madly in love with me since we first met. You might talk a big game, but when push comes to shove, you know you don't want me to leave you.
I suppose you're right.
I know I'm right. You've been nothing but a mere housewife since we got married, so there's no way you could actually get a decent job to support yourself. If I walk away from this marriage, you're in big trouble.
Wow, Stan, you've got me right where you want me. I guess I have no choice but to do exactly as you say.
Wait, you're admitting it? I didn't think you'd break down this easily.
I surrender, Stan. You win. I may have put up a strong front, but deep down, I still love you. You're the only one for me.
I am? I mean, hell yeah, I am. Yes, it worked. You're not done, though. You know what you need to do now, right? Apologize to me. Beg me for forgiveness.
I'm sorry, Stan.
Sorry for what? Be specific now. Tell me exactly what you're sorry for. You gotta do this right.
I'm so sorry for disrespecting you, Stan. You're my husband, and I shouldn't have talked back to you like that. It must have been the heat getting into my head. I lost control and forgot my place.
Yeah, that would make sense. No one would get so angry over a tiny little thing like some fish blowing up. You were acting like a whiny kid.
You're right. I was being a total child. Sometimes children act up to test their boundaries and see how their parents react, right? I guess that's what I was doing, testing my boundaries to see how you would push back on me.
You were testing me?
Yes, and I see now how foolish I was. What was I thinking? Trying to test your resolve like that. You were right to be mad at me. It wasn't my place as a wife to criticize my husband.
Man, something feels weird here. Like I won, but somehow it doesn't feel real. You're not being sarcastic right now, are you?
Heavens, no! I'm just desperate to stay with you. When we got married, I vowed to stay with you for the rest of my life, and I intend to keep that promise. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Okay. If you're being genuine, then I guess I can let it slide for today. But don't get me wrong, this is a one-time only thing, got it? You will never do something like this again. From now on, you do what I say, when I say, how I say, no complaints.
Don't worry, Stan, I'll make it up to you. I'll become a good, obedient wife, just like you want me to be.
Again, that's great to hear, but I wish you could have come to your senses without making me mad enough to threaten to divorce you. Then I wouldn't have spent all that time and money on a lawyer.
I am so truly sorry about that, Stan.
From now on, I expect you to have an attitude more appropriate for a housewife.
I will. For starters, I'll go ahead and take care of these divorce papers for you. I'd rather not have them around the house any longer.
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah, as long as they're in the house, I'm going to be living in constant fear of you actually deciding to divorce me. I love you so much, Stan. I don't want to lose you. You understand, right?
Okay, go ahead and get rid of them for me then.
Thank you so much, Stan. Taking these papers where they belong will be a huge burden off my shoulders.
Geez, you really do love me, don't you?
Of course I do. How could I not love a husband as good to me as you are? I can't imagine what life would be like without you.
Today's garbage day, right? Did you throw away the divorce papers yesterday like you said?
Wow, you actually knew what day garbage day is? That's a shock.
Hey, what happened to what you said yesterday? You promised that you'd be more respectful to me as your husband. Anyway, I was wondering what you did with those divorce papers. You said you were going to take care of them. I was just checking if you actually did.
Let me spell it out for you in the simplest terms possible. I took care of them, just like I said. And as such, we're now no longer a couple. So I don't need to be respectful of you as my husband anymore. You're not my husband.
Wait, what are you talking about? What did you do with the divorce papers, Annie?
I told you I took care of them. Really good care of them, all the way down to the courthouse where I submitted them to the clerk. They were accepted, and as of yesterday evening, we are officially divorced.
You what? You said you were going to throw them away. Why did you submit them?
Wrong. I said I was going to take care of them. You should have been more specific. Seriously, though, I can't believe you actually went ahead and signed them in advance. You were trying to scare me into compliance, but you actually played right into my hands.
What's wrong with you? You were going on and on yesterday about how you were terrified of me leaving you.
Yep, but the truth is that I was so excited to be rid of you, I could barely hold it in. Trying to use a signed set of divorce papers to threaten me was the worst idea you have ever had. Not only did your empty threats fail, you did me a massive favor.
You said that you loved me, that you'd always love me. You said you'd obey me and be a good wife to me.
Did I really? Sorry, it must have slipped my mind. I don't remember that at all.
Don't give me that. You promised, Annie.
Boy, I am not remembering that at all, Stan. Sorry.
What on earth has gotten into you? Whatever. We'll just have to fix this. Go back to the courthouse and pick up an application for a marriage certificate.
What good would that do you? You would still need me to sign that in order for it to be accepted. And I will never sign it.
Are you drunk or something? Just what in the world are you trying to do right now?
I don't know. Seems like it should all be pretty easy to understand if you ask me. I wanted to divorce you. You gave me signed divorce papers. I submitted them. The end.
I think the heat must have gotten to your head again, Annie. I'll just give you a week or so to cool off. You'll be desperate to remarry me by then.
I see you're still under the impression that I'm in love with you.
Well, yeah, you are in love with me.
Wow, Stan, you're something else. Ever heard the expression that someone's IQ is lower than the room temperature? That could have been written about you.
Annie, where did you go? Your clothes are gone, your makeup is gone, everything of yours is gone. Are you running away from home?
Wow, you're home early. Something on your mind? I'm all ears.
I'm asking where you went, Annie. Tell me.
I'm at my parents' house. We're divorced now, so there's not much point in me still living together with you anymore. Plus, I didn't really feel like talking to you in person. So I moved out while you were away.
I don't believe this. Not only did you submit those stupid divorce papers without my permission, now you're running away from home?
Who was it that signed them, Stan? You did. All I did was turn them in.
I wasn't actually gonna divorce you.
Yeah, I thought not. I knew you were just bluffing. I wasn't, though.
Get back here right now. You need to sign our new marriage certificate.
Why are you so afraid of divorcing me, Stan? Are you afraid of losing access to my family's finances? You think you'll have a harder retirement without my parents' inheritance?
You're the one who's got something to be afraid of, not me.
Oh yeah? What's that?
You're in love with me, and you can't make it on your own.
In love? With you? It's a bit early to start drinking, isn't it, Stan? You couldn't possibly have thought I was going to keep on loving you forever.
What are you trying to say?
I have no intention to keep on loving a husband who does nothing but talk down to me. Any feelings I once had for you are long gone now.
You said that you were going to do what I say from now on.
Yeah, it's got to be a big shock to find out how I really feel.
Wait, you mean you tricked me?
Yeah, and it was really, really easy. I put on that act of being desperate to stay with you, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker. I was worried I laid it on a bit too thick, but I guess you're too much of an idiot to catch on.
Hey, I'm not an idiot!
Actually, the fact that I was able to divorce you so easily is proof positive that, yes, you are. You're so stupid that I'm actually starting to kind of feel sorry for you.
Don't talk down to me like that! Who do you think you are? I'm your husband!
I think I'm a happy woman who's finally free from her ex-husband.
My wife Annie would never talk to me like this. Who are you, and what have you done with my Annie?
She's gone, but she left me a message for you. She said the thing with the fish the other day was the straw that broke the camel's back. She no longer wants anything to do with you.
You're not this kind of woman, Annie. I know you're not. This isn't the woman I married.
You think you know me? You don't know the first thing about me. You've been living in a fantasy world for our entire marriage and trying to force that stupid fantasy onto me. Only kids play make-believe, Stan. It's time for you to grow up.
Grow up? Me?
Oh, but that's not even the only reason I'm divorcing you. I bet you thought you were real smooth about hiding it from me, but I know all about your affair.
What?
You made some nice little date plans with that woman in your DMs, didn't you? I saw the notification come across your screen.
No! That's not true! You must be mistaken!
Did I ever tell you one of my high school classmates was a private detective? I had him check you out. So no, I am definitely not mistaken.
Oh, no!
Who is she, a coworker? There's no point in hiding it anymore. You might as well come clean about everything.
No! You're wrong!
Ugh, I see you're gonna be impossible about this. Okay, well, I suppose I have no choice but to send these pictures of you and your mistress to your parents' house. Oh, and your office, too.
Wait, that's not what I meant. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying she's not a coworker.
Okay, then who is she?
She works at a client of ours. We do a lot of business, so, we worked together a lot.
Oh, I see. All right then, I suppose I'll have to go and inform both of your companies now.
No! You can't do that!
Oh, but I can. I can understand why you wouldn't want me to, though. If you were responsible for losing a big client, oh boy, that would be bad. I doubt they'd stop at just passing you up for a promotion. You'd be fired for sure.
Please, Annie, don't do this. I'm right in the middle of a huge project. More than that, I'm the team leader. If this comes out now, then they're gonna take me off the team for sure.
Wow, then that means it's perfect timing. Your company doesn't know the person in charge of their big project is an amoral, cheating, lying creep. Who knows what sort of trouble might happen if you're in charge of the project?
Trouble? There won't be any trouble if you keep your mouth shut.
Don't forget, Stan, you're the one who drove me to do this.
Annie, please, calm down and think about what you're doing. You're never gonna make it on your own. You need me. What are you gonna do, live with your parents for the rest of your life?
Oh, you don't need to be worried about that. I've been taking some classes online for the last several months. I got my certifications too, and I've been looking for a job recently.
What? When did this happen? If you've been taking classes, then how long have you been thinking about divorcing me?
It wasn't about divorcing you at first. It was just for my own mental health. No matter how much you belittled and insulted me, I could still hold my head high because I was learning useful skills and knowledge to make something of myself. In any case, like I said, don't worry about me. I'll be fine without you.
I can't believe this!
You sure thought you were hot stuff telling me that I need you. What happened to that confidence, Stan? It almost seems like you need me more than I need you.
Annie, I'm begging you, don't do this!
I am so excited to be single again. Thanks for making this all possible, Stan. At text exchange, my ex-husband raced out to my parents' house to apologize to me. But my dad, having heard about everything that went on, threw him off our property and into the ditch. Defeated and filthy, my ex-husband just sat there, dead-eyed in disbelief. When I thought about how much emotional turmoil he must have been going through right now, I have to admit I laughed a bit. He got removed from his leadership position on the project he was working on at his company. He was also removed from the team that works with his mistress's company. Since Stan's performance numbers were almost entirely supported by his work with that client, being removed from the team was a career death sentence for him. I doubt they'll be putting him on any major projects anytime soon. If you're wondering how I know all this, he told me himself in a letter a while back. I think he was planning on me feeling sorry for him, but honestly, it just makes me laugh even harder. And as for myself, not long after becoming newly single, I landed an awesome job, and I am absolutely loving it. It just so happens that there's a very eligible bachelor at my new company. It also just so happens that we take the same train to and from work every morning. So, who knows? Maybe my single life won't last as long as I was expecting.
Hey, Iris, I just want to let you know that a few of the guys from the office are going to be coming over tonight after work. We're going to be having a little party, so make sure to go out and buy us some booze and snacks.
Wait, you mean that you're all going to drink in the house?
Of course! I want them all to see the new house that we're living in, so how else would they get to see it with their own eyes?
Well, it's just that I thought you already brought people over from your work to look at the house.
I did, yes, but now I have different people that I'm bringing over. Do you get it?
Well, I guess it's fine, but just please don't be drinking until the next morning, okay?
And just why shouldn't we get to drink however we want, huh?
Because how many people of the last group that you brought over just ended up falling asleep in our living room? If it's getting to that point in the night where people are slowing down, then just send them home.
Who cares if some people sleep over at our house? Why does that even matter to you? I mean, can you really think of anything better than getting to relax at home, drinking with friends, not caring about the mess, and just being able to go to sleep where you're sitting?
I am glad that you all have so much fun when you hang out together, but if you're going to be loud all night, then you might disturb the neighbors. I know that we're in a house now, but even so, you still need to be careful. And besides, if you really are going to be drinking all the way until the morning, then that means I have to go out and buy as well as make a bunch of food.
And? I don't get what you're trying to say. Are you meaning that it's too much trouble for you?
I'm not saying that it's too much trouble, but you know how I am. I'm still not feeling well, and I really would prefer if you don't bring anyone home at all.
Oh, come on. How is that even fair? You're just making up things to get your way. Just go out and get us some booze and snacks. I really don't think I'm asking all that much of you.
You want me to get enough snacks and drinks for you and all your friends? Don't you realize how much that's going to be? And then once you're all done and everyone actually has gone home, I already know that I'll be the one who has to clean up the mess you all leave behind. You never help me clean up after you've brought people over, Barry.
You really have no idea how good you have it, do you? Honestly, who do you think you are complaining like this to me? Just do as I tell you to.
I'm not trying to be a nag or anything like that, and I certainly don't mind going out of my way to do things for you. But I just feel really, really sick, and I'd rather just rest in my bed.
Ugh, this is why I just can't stand women.
Excuse me? What is that supposed to mean?
I mean that women always do this. They always find some excuse to get out of doing work that they say they're always more than willing to do. And now that you're pregnant, you think you can just use that to get out of doing whatever you don't want to do. Well, I'm sorry to pop your little bubble, but the world doesn't stop spinning just for you. And sometimes I need to have my friends over so that we can all drink together.
I'm sorry, but if you think that being pregnant is a cakewalk, then you really have no idea what you're talking about. And why are you even wanting to have some big party at home while your wife is pregnant anyways? Do your coworkers know about me? Are they really fine coming over when I'm like this? This doesn't seem right to me.
What are you talking about? There's nothing weird at all. What would be strange about this? And if you must know, I actually haven't told my buddies about you.
Well, maybe you should tell them before they all come over. Or do you just not talk about your personal lives at work?
I just don't get what your problem is. Why are you acting like this? I really don't get what the big deal is at all. Do you think that you deserve all the special treatment in the world just because you're pregnant? It's not like you're sick or disabled or anything like that. This is just a normal thing. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be pampering you anymore just because you're pregnant.
I'm not asking to be pampered or anything like that at all. I just want you to think about things from my perspective, though. I know that I'm not sick, but you realize that being pregnant does a lot to a woman's body, right?
Of course I know that, but you're trying to say that it's so bad that other people have to give you special treatment and that you can't do any work. And I'm sorry, but I think that's a load of crap.
Okay, fine. If this is how you're going to be, then I guess I won't say any more.
Good! This was a stupid conversation in the first place. Now go and get the things that I'll need for tonight. We're all going to arrive around 7, I think. And I bet that we're all going to be pretty hungry, so why don't you go ahead and cook us all a meal, too, while you're at it?
Yes, Barry, I'll be sure and do all that for you and your friends.
Honestly, it shouldn't be this hard to get your wife to listen to what you say. Hey, Iris, where are you? Are you upstairs? Don't tell me that you're asleep right now.
Yeah, I am, actually. I just wanted to let my eyes rest a bit.
Well, you better get back down here right this instant.
Why? Is the drinking party over? Has everyone finally gone home?
Of course we're not through here yet. We just don't have enough booze, and I want you to go out and get us some more, and some more snacks, too.
Please, Barry, it's already so late at night. Can't you all just call it a night and end things now? I mean, don't some of them need to take the bus home? What happens if they miss the last one?
There's still plenty of time. You have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, we're all already at our house, so there's no need to worry about that. Now just hurry up and go get us some more to eat and drink.
Why can't you just come upstairs and talk to me? Why do you have to text me like this?
How about because I'm pretty damn drunk and I don't feel like fumbling my way up the stairs? Is that good enough for you?
Barry, I really don't want to go out and do any kind of shopping at this hour.
Well, just what do you think you're doing going to bed like that anyways, huh? You were being way too lazy. You should have been checking in on us and making sure that we had enough to drink from the very start.
Please, I was already feeling so tired after I did all of the shopping for you guys earlier. I just really don't feel good, and I don't think there's any need for me to have been going in and out of where you all were drinking. I'll just go in there when it's time to clean everything up.
Iris, I'm ordering you as your husband to go out and buy me and my friends some more to drink. Do you understand? And go buy us a pizza or something while you're out. Actually, better yet, I want you to make something for us when you get back home.
You want me to cook for you all after I get back from buying you more to drink? I don't even know what I'd make for you. I'm not sure we have anything in the house.
Well, you're going out anyways, so why don't you just buy what you need at the store then?
I don't even think that there are supermarkets open at this hour of the night, though. Everything is probably closed, and I couldn't buy anything for dinner at the liquor store.
Well, then why don't you just go and find a store that's actually open 24 hours then, huh? I know there are a few in town.
I know where they are, but they're so far from where we live, I really don't want to have to go all the way there and back.
Oh, please, it's not that far. You could walk there in 20 minutes if you wanted to. Besides, I think you could use a little exercise with all the lying around you do.
I just really don't want to be out that long, Barry. Can't you just call me a cab or something?
Are you kidding me? You don't even work, and yet you think you deserve a taxi? You have legs, so use them. Why do you always expect me to baby you?
I'm not asking you to baby me, Barry. Why can't you be a little nicer?
I have been so nice to you. You're the one who just has to whine about every little thing, though. Now hurry up and buy us our booze and snacks. I want some beer, maybe a bottle of vodka, some mixers, and I want you back home within the hour. Do you understand me? Hey! Where the heck are you right now? Why haven't you gotten back here with the drinks and food? Don't you know that you're keeping us all waiting? What are you even doing right now? Answer me!
I took a little detour on the way back home.
What? A detour? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? What's the matter with you? Get back here right now!
Just what do you think you're doing to your pregnant wife right now?
Oh boy, here we go again with the you being pregnant. I already told you that you can't keep using that as an excuse for every little thing.
I just can't believe you. I mean, I can't believe that I've hired someone like you to work at my company. Well, tomorrow I want you to report straight to the company president's office to explain yourself.
Wait, what? Company president? What are you even talking about? Did you hit your head or something like that?
Oh, I suppose I should have made this clear before we started talking. This isn't your wife. This is Harry Woods.
Wait a second. Why does that name sound so familiar?
I know your name and where you work. You're Barry from the planning department, aren't you? In fact, I know that all the guys you're hanging out with right now are also from planning. I figured there was a reason why I didn't like you at all, and now I finally know why.
Wait, what? I'm confused. I still don't get what's going on here at all.
I actually heard that this isn't the first party that you've subjected your pregnant wife to. Is this just some kind of hobby of yours or something?
Wait a second. This can't be right. There's no way that you're Mr. Woods. This has gotta be Iris.
Oh, come on. Why on earth would your wife even know the name of the person that you work under?
No, I don't know what's going on here, but this has gotta be a lie. There's no way that my wife and boss somehow just bumped into each other.
You do remember that you're already on thin ice from this August, right? When you presented your plan to the meeting, I told you that it looked like you had hardly worked on it. I really lost a lot of trust that I had in you then, and now I feel as if I can't trust you at all. But we can talk about this more tomorrow.
No! This can't be happening! But there's no way that Iris would know about that meeting in August, so then this really is Mr. Woods?
That's what I've been saying this whole time, hasn't it?
I'm so sorry, sir. Please, I didn't expect you to be contacting me through my wife's phone is all. But may I ask just why you two are together?
Actually, I just happened to be doing a little bit of drinking myself at a bar that a good friend of mine owns.
Wait, you mean that you were out drinking tonight as well?
Well, I was until I got a call, so I stepped out of the bar, and then I just so happened to see a pregnant woman walking around outside all by herself at this time of night. She was crying, and so I asked her if she was okay, and after that I learned that she was your wife of all people.
So you were just calling out to a random pregnant woman on the street, and you had no idea who she actually was?
Wouldn't anyone if they saw a woman crying alone on the street? And don't you care at all that your wife was in that position? Honestly, just how heartless can one man be? But she told me all about how she had been forced to go out and buy booze for you and your cohorts. It was only when she happened to mention the name of the company that you all work for that I was finally able to start piecing the whole story together. I see. Well, first of all, I'm so sorry that my wife tried to get you involved in our problems. I don't think that this is just a problem between you and your wife. I think this is just a you problem. How could you treat your own wife like this? Even if she wasn't pregnant, this would be just horrible. You can't send someone who wants nothing to do with your little gathering out to get more drinks for you all.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that it was all that strange to do.
Of course it is! Did you really think that you were showing your wife the proper respect that a husband should? And just why do you have to be partying all night anyways? The least you could do is go get your own drinks. I'll have to think about how I deal with you.
Wait, please, I think there's been a big misunderstanding about all of this.
You know, if you have all this time to be drinking, I'm surprised that your work is so poor. You really need to learn about priorities. Did you know that your work has gotten so bad in the office that it's not just me who's started to notice? You're in big trouble.
I really am so sorry for all of this. I didn't realize that I was doing so poorly.
Well, we'll get to talk all about it when you show up to my office with all your little friends tomorrow, got it? And I want you all to stop drinking and for everyone to go back to their homes right now. As for you, Barry, you can clean up the mess by yourself. That really is the least you can do after all that you've put your poor wife through.
Of course, sir. I'll tell the others and start cleaning up right away.
Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to put your wife through another night with you, so I'm going to let her spend the night at my house. But I'll drive her back home tomorrow night so you have nothing to worry about. Of course, you weren't worried about sending her out on her own like you did.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for watching over my wife.
This is Iris, Barry. Make sure you do a good job cleaning up the house. Do you understand me?
Iris? Just how much did you tell my boss?
Oh, you don't need to worry yourself with that. After all, you'll find out at work tomorrow. Besides, you need to be focusing on getting the house clean right now.
Iris, please, I don't know how many times you're gonna have me apologize for the things that I did and said, but you have to believe me when I say that I'll never say you're using your pregnancy as an excuse again. You have to forgive me. I'm begging you here.
I take it that you went to have that talk with Harry, right? Tell me, did he scold you in his office?
He was telling me that I have no idea how hard it is to be pregnant, and he told me and my buddies that we all had to think about what we did. That's why I'm apologizing to you now.
Well, I don't really want or need an apology from you, thank you very much. In fact, I don't even want to see your face.
But I'm telling you that we've thought about what we did wrong. We're sorry, all of us. You have to believe me.
I don't care how sorry you are. I am not obligated to forgive any of what you've put me through.
I promise to never ever invite anyone over to our house to drink ever again, okay? I won't even invite coworkers over, period. And I'll buy you whatever you want to show you that I really am sorry for everything. Please, I know that we can make up if we try.
Tell me, is your boss still in the room with you right now?
Yeah, he's here.
Well, give the phone to him. I want to talk to him myself.
Hello there, Iris. This is Harry. I understand that you wanted to talk to me about something?
Yes, first, I wanted to thank you so much for giving me a place to stay last night and for getting me home safe this morning.
Of course. I was just glad to see that you weren't hurt at all when I first ran into you. But what is it that you wanted to say to me?
Well, the truth is that you're the only person I can talk to about this. But I want you to know that no matter what, I am not going to forgive Barry. So, no matter what he tells you that I said, please know that I have not and will not forgive him.
Of course, I can completely understand why you would still be so upset and disappointed in him.
In fact, I really don't think that I can even stay with him any longer, but I'm scared to pursue a divorce.
Iris, do I have it right in thinking that you work?
Yes, I have a job, but I'm on a break right now. I'm just so worried about having to take care of this baby all by myself.
And you don't think that your husband would step up at all to help you raise the child?
Come on, you know what he's like. I really don't think that he would. In fact, I'm sure that he would just leave all the child rearing to me. You know, he doesn't even do the dishes while we're at home.
Really? And you think that he wouldn't change his ways at all if it came to taking care of his own kid?
You know, he actually told me once that he wished we had never tried for kids. He says that I'm always using being pregnant as an excuse to get out of doing things. And then he says that when I finally do have our child, that it's going to be nothing but a sponge for money and time. There's no way that I would ever want to raise children with someone like him. But I just don't know if I'll be able to do this on my own.
You know, I'm actually a single father myself. I know how difficult it can be to take care of a child on your own. It was hard, and it was hard for many years.
You mean you were raising a child all on your own while also working as company president?
Actually, I was lucky enough to still have a grandfather alive who was a great help in watching over my child while I worked. I wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
So you're saying that it's impossible without help? Because both my parents are dead.
It won't be easy, but I do know of many support groups for single parents that I would love to introduce you to. I'm sure they would be able to do a lot in supporting you.
Are you sure? You would really do that for me?
Of course, I've been where you are. I had a terrible wife who I didn't want coming near our child after we had him. But you think of what you need for your family.
I will. Thank you so much for all of this. I won't forget this. I'll think about what you've said and get back to you.
Of course. I'll go ahead and return the phone to Barry now.
Hey, what were you and my boss talking about?
What we were talking about has nothing to do with you at all. All you need to know is that you and I are getting a divorce.
Wait, no, you're not really gonna leave me just for having some parties, are you?
You think this is just about you bringing people over? No, this is about all the different ways that you've disrespected me. So you better prepare yourself for all that's about to come your way. After that, I moved out of the house and had my child all by myself. I reached out to one of the organizations that Harry had told me about, and they had all kinds of resources for child rearing as a single working parent. It actually was only a few months after my divorce from Barry that I met a nice man who was eager to do work around the house and help me raise my child. I didn't think I would ever meet a man like him, but we are already married and living happily. I still keep in contact with Harry, as he's been such a good friend to me through all of this. As for Barry, I hear that he's stopped drinking at home and is seen drunk on the streets of town quite often. At least he won't have to worry about cleaning up any messes at home, but it sounds like he's got much larger messes to think about now. Either way, he's not my problem anymore, and I hardly ever think about him now. I may have forced myself to put up with Barry's attitude and actions for years, but I'm not going to let him hold me back anymore. I know my worth, and I know the happiness I can achieve in life when I demand people show me the respect I know I deserve. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Susan. So this is it, right? We're getting divorced? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
What are you asking for? It's not like my opinion matters to you at all. You're the one who's determined to kick me to the curb.
Kick you to the curb? You cheated on me, Susan. I'm not kicking you to the curb. You did that to me. You don't have any remorse at all for what you did, do you?
Remorse for what? I didn't do anything wrong.
You have got to be kidding me. Let me repeat, you cheated on me. You don't think that's wrong?
I mean, okay, maybe I did. But just try for 1 second to look at it from my perspective. Think about it, Kyle. Why would I cheat on you if you didn't do anything wrong to me?
Are you seriously saying it's my fault that you cheated on me? I have been nothing but good to you from day one. I've done everything for you that a husband should and then some. So if you're gonna sit there and claim this is my fault, you're gonna have to show some receipts. Tell me, what did I do to deserve this?
Yep, that's exactly how I thought you'd react. You haven't even done a single ounce of self-reflection on how you could have done better. It's precisely that uncaring attitude of yours that forced me to run into another man's arms. So, once again, me cheating on you was your fault. You are in no position to criticize me for anything.
Don't give me attitude. I want specifics. Tell me in precise terms, what did I do wrong? If I really deserve to get cheated on like you're claiming, then there must be one specific incident where I wronged you.
I shouldn't have to tell you, but fine. It's because you did nothing but work. Do you have any idea how lonely I was with you gone all the time? I had one little affair to cope with the loneliness, and now you're acting like I'm some sort of villain. I'm disappointed in you, Kyle. I didn't think you were this insensitive when we first met.
What are you talking about? I had a completely normal 9-to-5 job. I always had weekends off, and I used them to spend as much time with you as I could. So if you're trying to tell me that I did nothing but work, I don't have the slightest clue where you're coming from.
There you go, proving me right yet again. I really didn't realize how lonely you were making me feel. If my own husband neglects me like that, what else am I supposed to do but find a man who will give me the attention I need?
I'm speechless, Susan. Completely speechless. I've never in my entire life met an adult who's willing to do this kind of mental gymnastics in order to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. I'm insensitive, huh? Well, you're just a garden variety sociopath.
I'm not a sociopath. I was just unfortunate enough to marry an uncaring, heartless, vindictive, spiteful, pathetic excuse for a man. You are scum, Kyle. That's the best thing I can say about you.
Are you for real right now? Dear God, you're a piece of work, Susan. Whatever, I'm done with this conversation. There's no point in trying to talk to you about this. Or for that matter, anything else ever again. I guess this makes it official. We're getting divorced. I'll start making the necessary arrangements.
Yeah, do whatever you want. I don't care. That just makes it easier for me to finally be with my boyfriend. He cares for me way more than you ever did, you jerk.
How wonderful for the two of you. Oh, well, this actually makes my life a lot easier, too. You moving in with him means I can save a bunch of money on having you served. It would have been at least another couple $100 in legal fees if you were at different addresses.
What? You're suing me?
Do you need me to spell it out for you? Fine, I see you're both immoral and an idiot, so I'll get straight to the point. I'm suing both you and your boyfriend for the affair. You
really are thick, Kyle. Weren't you paying attention just now? I cheated on you because you were neglecting me. It was your fault. And since it was your fault, you're the one who should be paying me damages.
You have got to be joking. All right, let's hear your incredible legal theory on how I'm the one who owes you damages. I'm all ears.
It's easy enough to understand. I shouldn't have to explain it. We're getting divorced, and it's your fault. So you owe me money. See? Simple.
Wow. Have you considered taking up a career in law? Good God, there's not enough ibuprofen in the world to fix the headache you're giving me.
I'm sorry. Was that too hard for you to understand? You're such a moron. How can you not get this?
Yeah, you got me real good. I'm clearly no match for your superior intellect, Susan. I'm gonna have to get a pretty good lawyer to take you on. That's not actually me being sarcastic, though. I am getting a good lawyer. Anytime you want to talk to me, you can go through him.
Lawyer? Are you for real?
Yeah, I don't have the time or patience to talk with you about this anymore. I'm getting a lawyer to take care of everything for me. You're just too much to deal with. I'll let you know once I've officially retained one, and after that point, I don't ever want to speak to you again. Take it up with my lawyer.
Hold on just 1 second. That's not fair. You can't be the only one of us with a lawyer. What about me? I want a lawyer too.
Wake up, Susan. We're getting divorced. Why the hell would I have to get a lawyer for both me and you? That's not how any of this works. If you want a lawyer, get one yourself.
Fine, I'll get myself a lawyer, a really, really good one, and I'm gonna take you to the cleaners. I'm gonna sue you for everything you've got.
I'd like to see you try. Anyway, this conversation is over for now. We'll pick it back up when we both get our lawyer situation settled. I have to go to work early tomorrow anyway. What about you? Are you at your parents' house right now? Don't cause your mom any trouble about this. Got it? This doesn't concern her.
I don't need to hear that from you. She's my mom, not yours.
I know that. That's not the point. Forget it. I'm done. Goodbye.
Hey, Kyle, you're on break right now, aren't you? I need to talk to you now.
What the hell do you want, Susan? I thought I made myself clear the last time we spoke. We're getting divorced and I don't want to talk to you anymore. Now stop messaging me. I'm going back to work.
Please, I really need your help with something. I am in big trouble, Kyle. Big trouble. Could you please just listen to me? All I need is a few minutes.
Fine, I'll listen, but that's all I'll do, got it? No help, no favors. I'm gonna regret this, but what's the matter?
So you told me that you were gonna get a lawyer, right? And so I told you that I'm gonna get one too, remember?
Yeah, I remember. And? Did you find one?
No, I can't find a lawyer who will represent me no matter where I look. Every time I go to talk to a lawyer about suing you for emotional damages, they keep telling me that I won't win the case. And worse, the only thing any of them have offered to do for me is try and lower the damages I'll have to pay you as much as possible. What is going on? Isn't that just totally bizarre?
No, that's not bizarre at all. What's your issue? It's obvious to anyone with a brain that you are at fault in our divorce. You don't even have a snowball's chance in hell of getting a single cent out of me.
But it's not like this is all my fault. You're partially to blame for this too, you know that? I shouldn't have to pay you any money when you're at fault too.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that your reality check is going poorly for you. So, is that everything you wanted to tell me? I don't really see how this concerns me. I already knew that you were never gonna be able to win in court.
Of course it concerns you.
Look, I have way better things to do than listen to your idiotic ramblings. If you just wanted to complain about your situation, then I'm going back to work.
Wait, I think I remember you saying that one of your relatives was a lawyer, right?
Yeah, and? What about it?
Can you give me their phone number?
Really now? Think, Susan. Every single lawyer you spoke to until now turned you down. I don't think a lawyer who's related to me is gonna be of any more help.
But if they're related to you, that means they're related to me. And since they're family, they'd probably at least be a little bit more willing to help me out.
I see you weren't paying attention just now. Let me repeat, it does not matter if they're related to me or not. They're not going to tell you anything different than what you've been told before.
You don't know that for sure. Maybe the other lawyers were all just a bunch of misogynists and didn't want to help a woman in trouble.
Wow, Susan, you never cease to impress me. I did not expect the poor oppressed woman angle from you. In any case, I hope you didn't get your hopes up too much because he's not gonna represent you.
Why not?
Because I already hired him. He's representing me. So even if I did give you his phone number, he can't help you. Even if he could help you, he wouldn't. Get it? You're on your own.
Then I'll hire him too. He's a lawyer, so if I pay him, he'll represent me. That's his job, right?
Oof. Where to even begin? Yes, there is a problem with that. He's representing me, Susan. He can't represent both me and the person I'm suing. Seriously, Susan, try thinking before you open your mouth next time.
What do you mean? If he's working on both our cases at the same time, wouldn't that just save him time and effort? And besides, since we're all family, that would just make talking things over easier. Just give me his phone number, okay? We can talk about the details later. I need to get a lawyer as soon as possible.
All right, have it your way. I'll send you the number for his office later. Just don't say I didn't warn you when he turns you down exactly like I said he would.
Thanks. If you would have been this helpful up until now, maybe we wouldn't be getting divorced.
I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that remark. I gotta get back to work. Goodbye. And for real, this time, from this point on, whenever you want to talk to me, you need to go through him. Don't message me about anything ever again. And I mean anything.
Don't worry, once I get a lawyer, I'll never talk to you again. I don't need to waste time talking to my ex-husband when I've got my new boyfriend to keep me company.
Speaking of which, my lawyer will be having a talk with him sometime soon, too.
Why? What's he got to do with anything?
Did you forget? I'm suing both of you. I plan to have my lawyer take care of everything as soon as possible, so if you want to get yourself a lawyer, you'd better do it quick.
What are you so concerned about? We're gonna have the same lawyer.
Right, okay, moving on. Just make sure you respond as quickly as possible when the time comes.
Yeah, I got it. Get off my back. I'm gonna go now. I gotta get ready for a date with my boyfriend tonight. We've got a very stimulating evening ahead of us.
What's going on, Susan? Where on earth are you right now? Why aren't you here at the settlement meeting? I know you knew exactly when and where the meeting was gonna happen.
Oh, that thing? Yeah, I decided not to go after all.
You what? What's the matter with you? My lawyer said you had told him you were going to be here. We have all the documents and everything ready to go. We're just waiting for you.
Well, you're gonna be waiting for a while. I kept looking around, but I was never able to find a lawyer who was willing to represent me. So, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right going to some legal meeting without a lawyer.
Not having a lawyer is no excuse not to be here. Now hurry up and get over here. We're waiting for you.
What's up with that attitude? Yet again, this is all your fault, Kyle. I tried talking to your cousin, and he said that he couldn't represent me because, I don't know, some legal mumbo-jumbo. You should have convinced him to represent me. If you had, then I'd be at the meeting right now.
I told you, Susan, he cannot represent you because he is already representing me. Haven't you ever heard of a conflict of interest? It's your own dumb fault for being clueless about how the law works. And you had more than enough time to get yourself a lawyer, so you have no excuse. You're not going to get out of this by being incompetent and lazy. Get over here now.
Are you ever going to take responsibility for your own actions, Kyle? This is your fault for cheating and hiring your cousin before me.
Cheating? Are you a fifth grader or something? I asked him to represent me and he said yes, that's it. And because I retained him first, he can't represent you. That would be a conflict of interest. For the love of God, Susan, would you just grow up already?
He's your cousin, and since you're still my husband, that makes him my cousin. That's how marriage works, Kyle. You know, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours. That includes our money, our house, our car, and our lawyer. We're still married, that means we have to share. Your lawyer is my lawyer, too.
I'm gonna start ripping out my hair. At least my cousin's enjoying this. He's sitting next to me laughing his head off. Do you understand what that means?
Wow, your own lawyer is laughing at you? That just shows how little you know about the law, loser. I mean, you didn't even know that money and property and stuff is shared when you get married.
To be clear, he's laughing at you, not me. Let's back up a step. Joint assets, which I assume you refer to, are things that a couple purchases together. Are you with me so far?
Duh, I'm not an idiot like you. Everyone knows that.
Okay, next, what sort of property is considered shared assets? Things like our joint savings account, car, house, that sort of thing. And that's it. The end. No more. It's that simple. You think you have a right to be represented by my lawyer just because we're still married and he's my cousin? You're out of your mind.
Don't you get it? You're still my husband. That means your lawyer is my lawyer too.
First, Once we're divorced, any connection you ever had will vanish. Second, people are not property. A lawyer isn't a joint asset. I mean, they used to be property, but we fixed that with the 13th Amendment.
So how am I gonna get a lawyer then?
Figure it out yourself. That's what I've been saying. It's not my fault that you're chasing a pipe dream instead of suing me.
But I already told you, I tried to get a lawyer and I can't. What am I supposed to do now? I'm lost.
For now, just hurry up over here and agree to the settlement negotiation. If you don't, then I'm gonna take you to court and you'll be paying legal fees on top of the damages you'll owe me.
I gotta go to court?
Yes, that's what happens when someone sues you, and it's just gonna cost a bunch of unnecessary time and money for the both of us. So if you don't want to go to court, then hightail it over to my lawyer's office right now. Got it?
I got it. I'll head over there now, so just hold your horses. Hey, if I come to the meeting today like you ask, does that mean I won't have to pay you any money anymore?
Of course it doesn't. There is no possible way you're getting out of this, so hurry up and get over here.
But I don't want to have to give you money. Come on, isn't there some way we can work this out? Don't sue me.
Here. Let me repeat. You're not getting out of this. Get over here now.
This is all your fault. Everything. I am never gonna forgive you for this. Never, ever.
You're the last person I wanted to talk to this early in the morning. And it's my day off, too. Can we do this later or never?
Don't give me that. You were there at the meeting yesterday. You saw everything that happened. Because of you, my boyfriend dumped me. Don't you have anything to say for yourself?
Oh, you mean how he said that if it meant getting sued, he didn't want to be with you anymore? You really know how to pick 'em, huh, Susan? Next time you have an affair, try and pick a guy who isn't both a complete flake and a moron. Well, it would be better to not have another affair in the first place, but seeing as how you apparently can't resist, that might be some good advice for you to take.
Stop trying to pin this all on me, Kyle. If you hadn't gone and threatened to sue me, none of this would have happened. Even after how much I begged you not to sue me, you just kept on moving forward with your plan to destroy me. Why won't you just listen to me for once in your life?
I don't see any reason why I should listen to the woman who cheated on me. God, I can see why that guy left you.
Aren't I allowed to be happy? I was serious about him. You have no right to come between me and my true love, you selfish jerk.
If you were really so serious about this guy, don't you think we would have both been better off if you divorced me and then started sleeping with him? You have only yourself to blame for the position you're in. I hope this recent chain of events has taught you a valuable life lesson.
So what am I supposed to do now, huh? Live all by myself, barely scraping by while I pay off the settlement? I don't deserve any of this.
Well, seeing as you cheated on me and all, yes, you actually do. And by the way, your boyfriend left before we finished our discussion, but don't you think you should have tried to stop him?
You know, I tried to stop him. I begged him not to leave. You saw me crying. Don't pretend you forgot.
Oh, I'm actually not talking about that. I don't care if he leaves you or not. I just think he must not have read the papers I sent him properly is all. I'm pretty sure he's not aware that I'm suing him too, not just you. Has he said anything to you about that?
What? Why, though? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
No, it's not. We went through all of this yesterday. I guess you were probably too caught up with the fact that your boyfriend left you to pay much attention. And since he left before we got around to him, I guess maybe he genuinely doesn't realize it.
Are you seriously doing this? If he gets sued because of me, he is never gonna take me back. He'll be mad at me forever.
That's not my problem. It's whatever, honestly. It's not like he's gonna be able to escape me forever. Worst case scenario, the lawsuit goes into default and I can just get his wages garnished. If you ever talk to him again, let him know that I'm gonna see to it that he pays me what he owes me.
You're enjoying all of this, aren't you, you sick freak? Once I start making payments on the settlement, my savings are going to dry up overnight. I had been working so hard to save money for the time when I could finally be together with him.
Oh, for the record, that money is also subject to division of assets during the divorce proceedings, so yeah, you shouldn't count on keeping that.
What? No way. That was money that I saved up for myself.
Yeah, and you were taking that money out of my paycheck every month. Since I was the only one who was working, that makes it a joint asset. In other words, half of that money is mine. I'm happy for you. You've been learning a lot about the law these last few weeks.
Wait, so are you saying that I can't use that money to pay off the settlement?
I mean, you can use your half of the money to pay it off if you really want to, but I don't think there will be much left after that.
This sucks. I have no idea how to go on after this. How am I going to get by without my boyfriend or my money?
I guess you could always, get a job.
I told my boyfriend that I had a bunch of savings, though. I thought that would be an easy way to get him to take me back. But now that you're intent on stealing that money from me, too, I have no idea how I can save my relationship.
Stealing? Again, that's all money that I made. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening here. Oh, and one more thing. If you run into any legal trouble after this, let me know. I know a good lawyer I can introduce you to. Not long after that, Susan and I were officially divorced. I also made good on my promise to sue her boyfriend, so I'm now getting monthly payments from both him and Susan. To be completely honest, I had always known that Susan was... how can I say this? Well, whatever. I always thought she was kind of stupid. But after everything that's happened during the last few weeks, I have no idea how I never saw what an utter idiot she really was. It's not like I had to lay some clever legal trap for her or anything. She just kept walking into the same metaphorical rake over and over and over again. And don't even get me started on her boyfriend. That guy is a complete flunky. I don't even know how he manages to dress himself and tie his shoes in the morning, much less live on his own. I guess you could say that the two of them are perfect for each other.
Hey, Mom, do you know where my notebook is? The one I use for sketching. I can't find it anywhere. Oh, that dirty book? I threw it away. What? Why would you throw it away? That notebook was important to me. I've been working on a really good sketch. I threw it away because it annoys me that you are wasting time drawing while I work my ass off. All you do is play around. But you said I needed to be quiet, so I began sketching because I thought that way I wouldn't annoy you. I meant be productive, you stupid child. Why aren't you studying anyway? I do. I always get homework done before I do something else, and I enjoy sketching a lot. Well, that is too bad because I do not approve of it. It's useless for your life. Do you think sketching is going to pay your bills? It's not going to do you any good. You're not allowed to draw anymore. Read something useful instead if you're so bored. Oh, why can't you figure out what is useful and what is not? How come I always have to tell you these things? I'm sorry. Mom, please don't be angry. Are you mad at me? Of course I am. I'm always mad at you because all you do is take away my time. Why did I even have you? You are such a burden. My relationships never last because I have you. Did you break up with your boyfriend? I thought you said you were going to marry him. You really liked him, right? Yeah, that was the plan. But thanks to you, it's ruined. What do you mean? Why did you two break up? Because I never told him I had you. He found out and he just took off. You kept me a secret? Of course I did. Men are always like that. They run as soon as they find out I have a kid. It scares them off. So I never told him about you, but he found out. Apparently he saw the conversation we were having on my phone. He saw that you typed Mom. Oh, I guess it's my fault then. Damn right it is. You always ruin things for me. Nothing good has ever happened since I had you. I wish you were never born. I can't keep a relationship or get married because of you. And because I can't get married, I can't get out of this stupid neighborhood. You are the root cause of my misery. I wish you would just disappear. I'm really sorry, Mom. I really am. I never mean to cause you trouble. Please don't hate me. We are going out this evening. Be ready to leave when I tell you. Oh, cool. Where are we going? We're going for a drive. Well, that sounds great. We haven't been anywhere together recently. I'm excited. Thank you, Mommy. Yeah, I'm excited too, because I'll be free after tonight, finally. You are not coming back here, so make sure to pack all your things. What? What do you mean we're not coming back? Mom, where are we going? Not we, just you. I can't take care of you anymore. We are living separately from now on. In fact, I probably won't ever see you again. Mom, wait, you want to disown me? Please don't. I want to keep living with you. Don't be selfish. I said I can't take care of you. So it's not even up to you. Besides, I won't be staying here much longer either. Huh? Where will you go? I am moving out too. In fact, I am getting married. I'm starting a new life with my fiancé. You found someone? Yes, I finally found the right man for me. But he doesn't want any kids, so that's why I am leaving you. Mom, you can't be serious. I want to stay with you. Please don't leave me. I'll be good. I promise. Stop whining like a baby. You are old enough to understand your position. I've repeatedly told you what a burden you are to me. Do me a favor this one time and suck it up. You're going to live with your new family. If you're lucky, you might get a meal once in a while with them. What new family? Who are they? I don't want to live with strangers. You're going to live with your grandparents. Grandparents? Yours or Dad's? Your father's. I haven't seen them since your dad died nearly a decade ago, but I'm sure they're lonely enough to take you in. Hopefully, they're still alive. I thought you said that they're poor. What if they can't support me? What if they find me to be a burden too? They're not well off, as far as I remember. Your grandfather had to shut down his business because he wasn't making anything. The last I remember, he was in some kind of debt. But I'm sure they would still take you. You never know, they might treat you better than me. You haven't even asked them if they'll take me? You're just going to drop me off by their door? Yeah, that's the plan. You are their granddaughter, after all. They won't say no. Or, in a worse case, they'll find someone to take care of you. All I care about is that I don't have to take care of you anymore. I've had enough dealing with you. Mom, why are you so mean to me? Do you really not want me anymore? I won't ever see you again? Probably not. I mean, I won't ever come to see you, that's for sure. You ruined my life plan. I despise you. I don't ever want to see your face again. I'm not going to let you ruin my life anymore, so like I said, suck it up. And don't you dare think of doing anything stupid to try and get back with me. Fine, then. I understand. I'll be okay on my own. Aw, trying to act strong. Just a few minutes ago you were whining like a baby. Mommy, don't leave me. I mean it. You know, Mom, I cared about you, but all you do is hurt me and hate me. I don't ever want to see you again either. You are such a brat. I bet you'll have a miserable life, but don't come around blaming me for it. You ruined mine. You are only paying for what you've done to me. I will have a much better life with my fiancé. We will be so happy together. But you will live in hell. I won't. I will work hard and become much happier than you. Don't make me laugh. What can a brat like you do? You are going to live a filthy, sad life, and it's all just karma. Do you understand? No one is ever going to love you. You only bring bad luck to others. That's okay. I don't need anyone's help. I'll find happiness on my own. You just watch. I am going to be so much more than you ever imagined. Hey, long time no speak. How are you doing, darling? Mom? Duh, yes, it's your mom. This is my account, isn't it? Who else could it be? Santa? Well, I'm just surprised because I thought you never wanted to talk to me again. Is there something I can do for you? I'm just bored. So, I figured I could spend a few minutes laughing at your miserable life. But hey, congrats! Looks like you made it this far without shooting yourself. Ah, I see. Well, yes, thankfully I am very much alive. What have you been up to these past 6 years? Has life been treating you any better than how it was living with me? Oh my God, you won't believe how happy I am now. I am happily married to my husband. We love each other so much, and unlike before, I don't have to worry about money because he has more than enough to support me. I am happy for you. Congratulations, Mom. So tell me, how old are you now? I'm 16. I heard you've been living with some other family. Did your grandparents end up not wanting you? Did they kick you out just like I did? I only lived with my grandparents for about a month after you left me on their doorstep. They treated me well, but were too old to take care of me. I had to move around a couple of times since. Oh, I knew it. You have always been such a brat. No one wanted you in their house, did they? It was inevitable. It's not easy for anyone to take care of another human being that's suddenly entered their life. Grandma and Grandpa's health wasn't great when I arrived at their house. They decided to let me go for my own good, and I understood. Luckily, my current parents took me in after moving around a couple of times. My current dad is your ex-brother-in-law. I see, so your uncle took you in. Oh, poor him. He wasn't given much choice, was he? I bet your current parents hate having you around, too. I mean, you are only a burden to them. All you do is take up space and money. You should be really thankful just for having some kind of roof. A burden. I remember you saying something similar on the day you left me. It's the truth, isn't it? I'm just being honest with you because you really are. You must have realized that's the truth when I left you that night. Tell me, how did it feel? You were trying to act strong, but I know you began to cry the moment I turned my back on you, which, by the way, I do not regret one bit. My life has actually been so much better. I thank myself every day for making that decision back then. I do too, Mom, from the bottom of my heart. Really, thank you so much for deciding to leave me. What? Are you still trying to act strong around me? You don't have to do that, Miranda. In fact, that only makes you look even more miserable. Oh, I won't lie. I was quite shocked that my own mother would leave me. It made me so sad that I was unwanted. See, that's what I thought. You are finally being honest. But you see, Mom, soon enough I realized how easy it was to live without you. In fact, I realized very quickly that I was happier. Because when we lived together, all you ever did to me was yell and call me names. We had such an unhealthy relationship. I was constantly worried about your mood. I wasn't allowed to make any mistakes as a child. But once you were gone from my life, I realized it was okay to make those mistakes and to be a child. You are so dumb. You don't even realize that you made yourself think that because you were so shocked about being thrown out? You think you're smart, but you're not. Such a brat. Oh, you think so? Of course, I know it. You're just trying to be strong. But I have experienced so much more since I've been with my current parents. I mean, I never knew life could be so fun. The entire family celebrates my birthday like it's my first every year. They let me take private lessons at an art school. They are so nice to me. I'm really having a blast. Art school? You are still drawing? I'm surprised you even remember that I like to draw. Yes, I am. It's become my dream to become a designer. My parents are really encouraging about it. Unlike you, they do everything they can to make my dream come true. They don't throw away my sketchbook like you did. What? Oh, that is such a waste of money and time. You see, they see things differently. They consider my art school as an investment. They say that it's something worth the money if it means my dreams could come true. And my parents aren't cheap like you. Get it? Excuse me? They even take me on vacations every year. You wouldn't believe the places I've been. They think it's important that I see and experience things around the world so that I can broaden my horizons. I've already started to consider which college I want to attend, and they're willing to let me go wherever I think is best. Aren't they amazing? Wait a second. You've been traveling overseas? They take you on vacation? Yeah, it's super cool. Last year we went to Dubai, and the year before that was France. This year we didn't travel outside the country, but still made it to Hawaii. It was such a great trip. How is that even possible? Do you know how much it costs to travel that far every year? Oh, I get it. You usually live poor, don't you? I bet they have to save every penny to pay for the flights. I don't think so. I mean, no one in the family is a big spender. We have a pretty ordinary life. But of course, compared to how we used to live, I have it much better. We're never out of food or have to cut down on anything. We also dine out once a week if my parents are too busy to cook. Hold on, are your parents that wealthy? You don't know? My uncle used to be your brother-in-law. I thought you would have an idea of what they do. I knew your father had a brother, but I never met him. How the hell is he so well off? To be honest, I don't exactly know the details. But he is in the real estate business. I think he buys old properties to sell after renovating them. You don't mean he runs his own business, right? He does. He's the head of his own company. I remember him talking about moving large amounts of money because he deals with real estate. So I'm pretty sure he makes a lot. Damn it! How did I not know there was a rich person in that family? It's not the money that makes him great. My parents lost their only child when they were younger. They went through a lot, but that's why they're so loving and caring. They think of me as their real daughter. I'm really lucky to have them as my parents now. I don't believe it. Who would love a brat like you? All you do is cause trouble. I'm not lying. They really do care for me. Why would they take me abroad if they didn't, or pay for my private lessons? They treat me so well. To think of how you used to treat me, I've come a long way. How did you trick them? Huh? What do you mean? You must have done something to trick them into liking you. How else would anyone treat you nicely? You are useless, you cause trouble. That's all you did when we lived together. You keep telling yourself that, Mom. Make everything my fault. I don't care how you think of me. All that matters to me is that I am loved now. The people around me don't treat me like trash. They are all so much better than you. I'm only stating the obvious. You just want an excuse to feel sorry for yourself. That's why you blamed everything on me. I mean, think about it, Mom. I was only 10 and you made it my fault that your boyfriend dumped you? How sad is that? You never lasted in a relationship because you are crappy. And on top of that, because you choose crappy men. I beg your pardon. You just don't want to admit that you were the reason things didn't work out. So you had to use me as your scapegoat to feel better. What kind of an adult does that? It was all your fault, not mine. My life would have been so much better if I didn't have you. You ruined all my future plans. You took everything away from me. Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, I am happy now. You said you're happy now too, right? Then I'm glad we parted ways for the both of us. So why don't we just go back to being strangers again? We can go on with our lives in peace. No, that's not how I planned things. We're not allowed to be happy. I will not accept that. What? Why? You ruined my life. You destroyed all my dreams as a woman. You don't have the right to be happy after what you put me through. What the hell, Mom? That doesn't even make sense. I was just a kid. How could I have ruined your life? Anyway, it's none of your business anyway. I can be happy all I want. No, you can't. I will not allow it. You are supposed to be miserable, not happy. Hello? Are you listening? Hello? I told my parents that you messaged me yesterday. They were very upset, and they told me that I shouldn't talk to you anymore because you only cause trouble, that you bring bad luck. So I just wanted to let you know that I am deleting you from my phone. I won't answer your messages or calls anymore. Excuse me, I bring bad luck? They must be talking about you, right? Oh no, they are definitely talking about you. And I completely agree. You only make the people around you unhappy. I unfortunately had to experience that hands-on as a child. So I know better than anyone that my parents are right. You are so poisonous, Mom.
No, I'm not. How dare you talk to me like that? Who the hell do you think caused all the pain in my life?
You know, I've been thinking, you keep saying that I caused all your unhappiness. Why are you so caught up with what you claim I did to you in the past? If you really were happy as you said you were, you would just get on with your life and forget about me. So I don't think you actually are happy now, are you?
What? Of course I am.
Are you sure about that? I can easily imagine your marriage breaking apart. I bet you just wanted to confirm that I have it worse than you to make yourself feel better. So how does it feel now, huh?
What are you talking about? You're just imagining things. I am happy, all right? Stop talking like you know anything about me.
I mean, you rushed to get married to your current husband, didn't you? You were scared to let him take it slow, weren't you? Because you wanted to tie the knot before he realized how poisonous you are. I bet he realized soon enough, though. I mean, how could he not? Tell me, how quickly did your marriage deteriorate? You haven't been happy for a long time now, have you? To think of it, it's a miracle that it's lasted for 6 years, considering how twisted you are.
Shut up! My husband and I are doing just fine. I'm sure my husband still loves me just as he did when we got married.
I'm sure? Gee, you didn't sound too confident there. You were so shocked to find out that I've been traveling with my parents. I bet you reacted the way you did because he's never taken you anywhere. I thought he was well off. Was that another lie? Do you not have much money?
I said shut up!
I'm right, aren't I?
No, you are not. We can travel if we really wanted to. My husband is just a very busy person.
Oh, so I was right. He won't take you anywhere, huh? Does he even care about you at all?
You are such a bitch. You think you're better than me, don't you? Well, guess what? You won't be happy for much longer either. Your parents will toss you away just like I did. Because sooner or later, they are going to find out what a brat you are.
You said either, so I guess you admit that you're not happy with your husband? Anyway, though, no need to worry about me getting tossed away again. Unlike you, they know how to love others properly. In fact, I can feel their love deepen for me every day.
You liar! Love never lasts. You will see.
Mom, seriously listen to yourself. You sound so dumb right now. You were so excited when you first messaged me because you were so sure that I was miserable. But now you're feeling miserable because you found out I was living a better life than yours.
No, I'm not. Why the hell should I feel miserable?
Well, you're not doing a very good job hiding it. All you keep doing is denying what I say like a baby.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry I couldn't make you feel better. I bet you wanted to mock me and look down on me. Instead, you're jealous of me living a pretty good life, which you clearly don't have.
Excuse me, you stop that attitude right now. I am your mother. If you don't stop that right this moment, I will cut you out forever. You don't want that, do you? I know deep down you miss your mommy.
I definitely have had enough of you. Have you forgotten what I said? I messaged you today because I wanted to say goodbye. So yeah, let's do exactly that. I don't consider you my mom. I haven't for quite a long time now. I only think of you as a sad, lonely woman.
Are you looking down on me? How dare you?
I was really lucky to find my parents. If you never left me on that doorstep that day, I wouldn't be where I am now. So, as a final note, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for stopping to involve me in your sad, miserable life that day, Mom. After our last conversation, I stopped talking to my mother for good. I blocked her immediately, so I will never know if she even tried. I intend to keep it that way forever. I'm sure she won't want it either, but there will be zero chance of me taking care of her at any point in my life. Honestly, I couldn't care less about how she ends up. The only people that matter to me are my current parents. They have given me everything that I have now, and for that, I will forever be grateful. My father later told me that he tried to contact my mother to tell her not to bother me anymore. When he couldn't get a hold of her, he used an investigator to find out what happened so he could defend me, just in case. He quickly found out that I was correct about her marriage. My mother was left by her husband for another woman whom he had been seeing for years. None of her former friends or family knew what happened to her after that because she disappeared, probably out of embarrassment. It's unfortunate for her, but considering how she treated me as a child, I don't feel sorry. But I will always remember her as a part of an important life lesson, that in order for me to be happy and not end up like her, I should treat people with love and care, just as my current parents do.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.